What up? What up? What up? Welcome to Monday Night Fever Talk. This is going to be a long video. I do have it sped up, but my buddy Marty, Live Wire Sports Media, and I are going to react to Venom Reacts, talking about the Indiana Fever season, conspiracy theories, and all that. And we're going to chime in. So, how's it going, Marty?
I'm good. I'm good. How you doing? Oh man, this is the
Good.
first. This is the first time I did a live stream and restream. So this is kind of new
I
to me.
like it because you can there's so much you can do with it. I like the chat display better than StreamYard, and I think it's
Mm,
more customizable. But
mm.
yeah, and I have a couple plugins, so we'll see if everything's all connected. But yeah, so I see you've been pumping out a ton of videos on the WNBA, dude. You've been
Y-
killing it.
Yeah, work never stopped. I've been doing some of Iowa a little bit. I've been searching for other different content. Like different recruits and stuff like that, and just tapping into different kind of like I only do like anything relatable to Indiana Fever if it's necessary, or
Yeah.
anything WNBA if it's necessary. I just don't feel like I have to do every a topic on everything. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like it's different.
What's up, Mike? How's it going, man?
What's up, Mike? What's up, Mike?
Yeah, I do have a video I'm going to try to record after this live. Someone's fellow subscriber and channel member sent this to me. It's sports, black and white sports, not black and white sports too, but their other channel.
Hmm.
It's about that genderless child
Oh yeah, yeah,
that
yeah.
yeah, that's crazy.
Hey Tina, hey Tina,
Hey, Tina.
doing good, Bronx. Oh, that I think they're on my channel because I can't see them too much. Yeah.
Oh, you can
Oh,
see them on the chat on the screen, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Tina said. Oh, so I guess Bronx he's in the chat, and he said, she's showing John's. Tina, don't start that roll tie.
Oh no, your chat should everyone's chat should be able to pop up here, I would think.
Yeah, yeah, I could see her. She typed in.
Yeah.
So yeah.
All right. Well, like I said earlier, what's up, Tina? Peggy?
Hey Peggy, what's going on, Peggy?
Marty is Marty is ready to sing.
Hey, oh, Kenneth Harrison,
Kenneth,
what up, Live
what
and
up?
Nicole? What's up? You know what I'm saying?
What
You
up?
know, oh, Bronx in the house, Bronx kid. Hey, Bronx, I wonder if you from New York because that's where I was born in the Bronx.
What? Oh, that's why
Yes.
we get along. I'm from South Jersey, man.
And I'm
Philly.
from the Bronx, yeah.
Philly.
Boogie down Bronx, the five boroughs.
How are you a Washington Commanders fan then?
My mama.
Yeah.
See, I told the story before. I was a San Francisco 49. I told it to Rick. I was a San Francisco 49er fan.
Yeah.
And because I love Joe Montana before
I
Tom
lo
Brady came
Oh,
along.
yeah, 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 and Jerry
And
Rice, a dynamic duo.
yeah,
Yeah.
and then my mom liked the Washington Redskins. And for some reason I just loved them too. What's up, Kent?
What's up, Ken?
Um, I
What's
loved
up,
them too
Bronx?
because of the fact that they was a rugged blue collar team, and it was just their colors fit so good, and it was they named Redskins, and the symbol on the helmet was a representative of my Indian heritage. So
Yeah.
that's what, and I took to them, and ever since I was them.
I
Ch-
did like, for basketball, I like the Charlotte Hornets. Remember with the old starter jackets?
yeah,
I just like the colors.
I know, right? She said the old starter jackets. Well, man, who could forget?
Oh, I heard Dominic Malonga's
I
getting
know.
sued.
I know,
Yeah.
Peggy. I'm actually going to do a video on it tomorrow because I was not going to do it today because everybody was jumping. Well, the only person I did see talked about it was Mick Talk Hoops, but
Oh,
I was.
he doesn't leave his house, dude. Every time a news article drops, he's
I
like a
know.
video.
I know. I'm telling you. So, Peggy, I'm gonna do it tomorrow because I've been waiting on to that. I was gonna do it today, but I did another video for it, thinking whatever. So yeah.
There's just so much going on. Like I have
I
so many
know.
videos in the hopper. I haven't had time to record, but I'm gonna
And,
try to pump out a couple between today and tomorrow.
and for my political channel, I'm actually sitting on a couple of videos on that one too.
Oh, I'm pumping out a couple on that. I'm pumping out the basketball stuff. Yeah, there's just so much. I'm staying away from the riots. The only time I do the riots on politics stuff is if I'm coming at it from my law enforcement background. I'm trying to stay away from the deep political
Yeah.
stuff.
That march was crazy. That march is so rigged.
The I Hate America march.
Yeah, talking about no kings. I was like, man, come on. Did y'all really there was not that much people out there like that.
Yeah. Oh, they used footage from 2017,
Yeah,
dude.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm waiting to do a video on it
Yeah.
tomorrow. I'm like, y'all really how y'all out here lying in the streets like that? That is crazy.
Oh
That is so
man.
crazy. Oh, look at Tenny Hayes say Montana Rice, yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
But
Dynamic duo.
so when I was growing up, when I started playing football, my favorite wide receiver of all time is Lynn Swan.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
Lynn Swan is always. I never was a Steeler fan, but I love Lynn Swan. Then I love Jerry Rice, so he's second. My favorite running back of all time is um, Eric Dickerson. Um,
Okay.
oh man, I love Eric Dickerson until Darryl Green ran him down. We playing guess what? Watch the Redskins. And I was like, it broke my heart. But I like, hey, if anybody got ran down, it has to be somebody from my team that I like.
Yeah.
So yeah. But yeah, Joe Montana and Jerry Rice. Whew,
Do you
that
think
was
Joe Montana and Jerry Rice are the best quarterback wide receiver? Or do you think they're like the top, either
in
number
my
one or
in
in
my
top three?
opinion,
Yeah.
they number one.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm telling you, there ain't
People
no
say
better.
Brady and whoever from the Patriots. I was
He
like,
talking about. To me, I think Brady and Gronk has the best quarterback tight end
tight ends. Yeah.
combination, but
Yeah.
quarterback wide
Wide
receiver, it
receivers.
ain't close between Jerry Rice and
I
Montana.
agree. I
Even Steve
agree.
Young, when he took over, didn't have that chemistry like that. He wasn't like that. Even and I like Steve Young.
Oh, I like Steve Young too.
Hmm
I was always a Philly fan, obviously. But I did like the 49ers because I did like Joe Montana and Jerry Rice. I like that era of the 49ers.
Yeah, I love me some Joe Montana, Joe Cool.
When I was a kid dating myself, Meredith, DeHaze, Dallas.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, okay.
I can't get down with that only because I'm a Philadelphia fan.
hmm
I can't get down with it. Anything having to
I'm
do
gonna
with
tell
Dallas.
you the one of my favorite running backs in the league around that era time back then on days was Wilbert Montgomery for the Eagles. I love watching him play run the
Yeah.
ball. Wilbert Montgomery, he had that run. He was kind of like how Eric Dickerson run a little bit, but Wilbert Montgomery, he was a beast.
Yeah. Kent says Caitlin about to blow it off the charts now. LPGA and with Sophie, maybe Lexi, Trace Leches. Yeah, both
Yeah,
Sophie and Lexi want to be the caddies. Can you
no,
imagine?
no, that's crazy. You know what? Don't be surprised if they be there for real, supporting her. That would
Oh,
be,
I think that'll be.
yeah.
I don't like golf. It's just boring to me. But I'd
Mm.
watch just for that.
I like golf. I ain't gonna lie. I watch it. I'm telling you, Tiger Woods brought me to golf, and I've been hooked ever since. And then David
Mm.
Duval was one of my favorite golf players of all time. Yeah, well, not all time, but he was one of my favorite golf players during that time. Hey,
Retro in the house.
retro in the house. Ha. Rick say, "Hey, Loudwire, I love Wilbur Montgomery too, even as a Cowboy."
I can't.
While I was doing my play-by-play yesterday for the Commanders and Dallas game, even though courtside didn't show up, but he was texting me to
Yeah, I
that,
was wondering about that.
and so I did it solo, and I had everybody in the chat with me, and me and Rick was talking because Rick is a Cowboy fan, but
Gross.
we all had great dialogue, and then we start talking about our childhood TV
Yeah.
shows and all that. So it was fun. It was chat. Bronx was down there too. He was in the chat. So we had a good time yesterday. Happy
So
Monday, everyone. Happy Monday.
yeah, happy
But actually,
Monday.
happy motivational Monday, everyone.
Oh gosh. So this is why I like Restream. I like their chat display better than
Yeah.
StreamYard.
I know a lot of people use that one Eva some it's start with an EVO. They
Evo?
yeah something kind of like it's another streaming thing. So it's
Oh,
so yeah.
interesting.
I was thinking about moving away from StreamYard.
Yeah. I used
So
Streamlabs for a while.
yeah,
It's just when it comes to displaying stuff, you have to it's more like OBS.
yeah,
So it's you have to do more manipulation.
yeah.
Um but yeah, so Marty and I decided that we're going to react to Venom Reacts. He did this whole monologue biography novel on the Indiana Fever season. I agree with some stuff, don't agree with other stuff, but it's about an hour and a half, so I do have it sped up. I don't know if we're going to get through all of it, but we'll try to get through some of the key points, and I might have to fast forward here and there because it's a really long video, and I know Marty and I don't want to be here for 4 hours.
No.
Um, so I do have it sped up, just to give you all warning. I do have it sped up. But without further ado, Marty, if you're ready, we can
Oh, let's do it. I'm ready.
kick it off here.
Let's kick it.
Kick
like,
it.
Like the Beastie Boys, kick it.
Let's go. All right. Just if you can't hear it, just let me know.
Intro I have prepared. I've stayed quiet for most of the season, didn't bother looking into the politics of the team, but now that the Fever season is over, it's time to talk about what's really been going on. This isn't about drama or trying to tear anyone down. It's about transparency, fairness, and giving fans the truth they deserve. For legal reasons, you will hear me say, in my opinion. That's for my protection, okay? Because I'm going to be disclosing information you haven't heard from anywhere. However,
Nicole,
almost
pause
everything
it for a
here is
second.
credible and sourced.
I had to get this out. So, chat, if y'all listen to Venom, just think of Alvin and the Chipmunks. That's how fast he's going right now.
It's almost 2 hours. If I didn't
Yeah.
speed it up, we'd literally be here for 5 hours.
What's going on, Eminem, Maria Rivera in the house?
Maria, mommy of the West Side
It's a
Story. So he does right off the bat. He says he's going to be disclosing things like he doesn't disclose things in this video that aren't otherwise available. Like it's just the way he approaches it is kind of, I don't know. I just don't like some of the, like how he plates it up for us.
Yeah, I think the way he did it in the beginning made it seem like it was going to be like people coming after him to shut his channel down and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's why I took from it. But then, like, I watched the video before I had did my video to it,
Yeah.
and then what I did, I skipped to certain parts that I knew was kind of like necessary.
Yeah, if you have those timestamps, definitely let me know. But do you have those timestamps?
No, I just like I forwarded to like because I could see like certain things in there, and I just went on with it because it was like it was really like a long video, and I was like
Exactly. Let me see if he has. Yeah, see, he doesn't have the timestamps in his video. But all right, we're gonna let the chipmunk go.
Okay.
Sources within this league have shown me direct footage and information, some of which I can't speak on or say what I saw, but it helped go into everything that we're going to go over today, okay? There's been a lot of inconsistency as well, from the coaching decision to media narratives, especially around certain players like Caitlin Clark, have been treated and talked about. I'm not here to spread rumors or make wild claims. I'm here to give my opinion, lay out the stats, the quotes, and the moments that didn't add up in my opinion, and provide you very concrete evidence on how I formulated my opinion.
I'm more me than ever.
Find styles that feel more you than ever, without compromise. Max what makes you, you.
I honestly think there's going to be so much irrefutable evidence that it'll expose a fine line between the real fans of the game who support Caitlin Clark and really want better basketball from the ones who hide behind racist narratives, parasocial obsessions, and can't handle a different perspective. We're going to go through it all together, game footage, post-game comments, and media coverage, so everyone watching can decide for themselves what's really been happening. This is not hate. It's about accountability and respect for the game. Sim's aggressiveness in the second half was huge. Pay attention to this real quick.
The second half, your aggressiveness, it was a difference maker.
So she just said Odyssey Sims' second half aggressiveness was a difference maker. Stay with me. It's a reason why I'm doing this, okay?
And what it opens up with the gravity that you create is huge for us. You gotta stay aggressive. What it
Pay attention to the screen. So I gotta move my camera out the way. You see the name, Odyssey Sim.
Yo, I didn't even know that. She went 1 for 10 there.
That went when he did that and that little boom in the background, I fell out. Oh my God, Nicole. I was like, oh my God. He ain't pull no punches on that. And it was like boom. He said, now pay attention to that.
Yeah.
I was crying.
And this is when I texted you to let you know that this video dropped. I was like, yo, that whole locker room speech was like all about kissing Odyssey Sims' feet. And then she went 1 for 10.
Yeah. I was like, no, really? How you gonna cheer somebody on and talk about the gravity that she created was huge and she went 1 for 10? I was like, I'll say Stephanie White, she need my glasses because she didn't see what we was looking at. And you know, we was streaming the game and we was calling all of that stuff out.
Yeah, I agree, Mike. Venom, with his basketball takes and his breakdown of the games, he is one of the better ones to watch there for sure. I do like his breakdowns.
Now, that's one thing that like I said I want to start getting into, but when I see other people do it, I like it better. And I just use their video to help explain my points on it. Because I love it how they do it. Because some people have more time just to break down. I mean, if I was home every day, I could probably just come up with that stuff. But I think Convos with Carter does a good job doing that, and Venom. They're the only two I really see does that.
That's true. Awful coaching does, but you have to be in the right mood to watch him.
Yeah, because his breakdown is raining, and I can't. I can't take it all that yelling too much. What's up, Great in the house?
All right, here we go. Chipmunk.
The game that Stephanie White's praising, she shot 1 for 10. You see Aaliyah Boston 7 for 12, Natasha 5 for 8, Kelsey Mitchell I think dropped 19 points. No mention for either of those players, but Odyssey Sims, the guard who struggled all game, is getting the praise, right? I'm getting somewhere.
The gravity that you create is huge for us.
Okay.
You gotta stay aggressive.
When she gets
now, listen, you already read the top, but we're gonna.
All right, we're gonna skip this because I can't stand Stephanie White talking, but I want to get to her play on the court where she went 1 for 10 though.
Yeah.
So let me see if I can here we go. Is this it? Okay.
No reaction, coach?
she's back. It's a streak, right?
Hands folded. That's not interesting to you guys? Is that not interesting to you guys? We are seeing a girl. The streak, she carried us in the first half. The rest of the team carried us in the second half. It's just, it's Caitlin Clark. It's not a big deal. Anyway, let's look at this accountability clip right here. I want you guys to pay attention to the screen because this is what I think I do best is talk about the film. Caitlin Clark with the ball, right? Dantas is relocated. You see Breonna Stewart is in the gap and she's helping.
This is a good point he brings up.
Yeah, very good point.
This is good. Yeah. So pay attention if you haven't seen this video to what Venom says right here because this is good.
Caitlin Clark. Dantas, poor spacing, by the way. Dantas should be right here on the right wing while Lexi slides down to the corner, right? But that's not the case. So right here, you see Dantas, and if you pay attention, let me run it back one more second so you guys can look at what Caitlin Clark just did with her hand. She motioned, she signaled for Dantas to space out. So Caitlin does this. I want you all to pay attention to Caitlin Clark for a second while she waves like this. The first one is coming right now. This is the first wave. Boom. You see her wave right there. I can zoom in if you can see right there. She waved, right? This means Dantas either space out or...
Yeah, because she's pointed at Natasha Bauer to move over, and
your MVP can't comprehend 2 chipmunks. But anyway,
and then Sydney Colson is like running the baseline and is going to if Sydney Colson would have wrapped around there, she would have been wide open for 3. All my MVP had to do was take a step forward to box number 7 out.
Exactly.
Dive in. So Dantas spaces out a little bit, but now Breonna Stewart fully commits to Caitlin, which means Dantas, guess what? Now they just gave you a wide open run to the rim. A wide open run to the rim. But Dantas doesn't take it. So Caitlin is so confused right now. She's like, okay, Dantas doesn't get it. I'm going to get it to somebody else. So she forces it to Lexi, and it gets stolen, and Stephanie White punishes her for this. Instead of talking to Dantas, instead of calling back Dantas and telling Dantas where to be, because Dantas really struggles being on the floor regardless, you're going to punish your generational player for a mistake that's out of her control.
So what do you think about that? My take is yes. Dantas missed an opportunity. She missed the read, right? Dantas missed the read to drive to the basket for Caitlin to dish her the ball. But on the other hand, that was a really crappy pass by Caitlin Clark. Like
Yeah,
she
I think,
still should have never made that pass.
and another thing too that could have helped Caitlin Clark out with that pass, Lexi should have slid over faster.
Yeah.
When Dantes didn't move, because Dantes looked like she was trying to set a pick in that sense for Lexi, but Lexi stood there and the defender ended up intercepting the pass. So it was a bad play all around, a bad motion by Natasha Howard did not recognize the play. Sydney Colson could have wrapped around that defender like you alluded to. Dantes should have just took off. Caitlin would have found her over the head for easy layup. That was easy 2 points, but Dantes didn't commit. Then Caitlin said, okay, well, let me do what Caitlin does. She took a risk and thought that probably Lexi could have slid up. I think that's what the confusion was. She probably thought Lexi was going to slide up off of that pick screen, supposedly be a pick screen, and then she threw a bad pass. If I was Caitlin, I would have held that a little longer and just to see and then move it around because Breonna Stewart is so committed. Look at her knees buckle. Caitlin could have took her by herself.
Yeah.
Ooh, look how we break this down, boy. We is good at this.
I know, man. That's why dynamic duo. So we got Jonathan from across the pond, the man who doesn't sleep.
What's up, John?
And every time we say across this pond, I still don't know if it's a country, a guy. I still don't even know. Yeah. So I think I do like his breakdown on this, but at the same time, and I understand where he's coming from. What Stephanie White should have said something to Dantes, but you also have to understand Dantes isn't the cutter, right? She's a power forward traditionally. That's her position. So she's not used to making reads like that to cut to the basket or drive to the basket, but she was wide open, so that's still her bag.
I also think if Aaliyah Boston was on the floor in Dante's spot, that would have been an easy read.
That would have, yeah.
She would have been. What's going on? Aloha, Anna.
What's going on, everyone? Yeah, Anna says I like the Venom stream. Yeah, this was a really good breakdown. I think parts of it, like right here, like bashing Stephanie White for calling out Caitlin Clark as a coach, that was a really bad pass, and she should have never made that pass. So as a coach, I can see Stephanie White having words with Caitlin Clark, so I'm not going to bash her for that. But we also don't know what she says to other players at the same time.
Yeah.
A girl that is the best playmaker we've ever seen grace a basketball, and you think you can tell her how to facilitate better? We're going to get into Stephanie White's coaching record in college as well and who she coached with over there. Just stay with me. Anyways, this is the accountability talk right here. So I want, before we show Caitlin Clark's reaction to this clip, because this clip, it didn't go viral. I think me highlighting it may go viral. Caitlin Clark's reaction to Stephanie White, nobody maybe noticed it, but I noticed it. Okay, so let's talk about this. Accountability talk. When it clearly looks like Caitlin isn't being heard on what she sees, I mean, no disrespect when I say this, but nobody can tell Caitlin Clark how to play make. Simply because no one has ever saw the floor like she has in real time. So when a player like Caitlin speaks up, you as Caitlin's coach should listen and understand now is not the time to ego trip nor power trip. You guys.
But at the same time, no one's perfect. Like he's making it sound like Caitlin Clark's not coachable, as she doesn't have to be coached. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I get that. I get that. But I think it's the way that Stephanie White handled Reese from Philly, Red Dragon. What's up? I think the way when you have a coach and you have a generation player like Caitlin Clark, I think some things don't need to be discussed right then in the moment. Kind of like do it maybe like a timeout where it won't be so visible because all eyes is on that team and every little thing is kind of micro. I mean, we've seen it so much with Chrissy Sides last year from grabbing Caitlin's arm and they going at it and they.
Oh yeah,
it was so bad and that moment right there kind of like I don't want to say trigger me, but remind me. Oh, matter of fact, I know he talked about that tunnel, how they had that argument in the tunnel.
Yeah,
I had that video on X too.
Yeah, John the Liquidator pointed that out in his video today. I saw.
Yeah, I saw him.
Know who Julie Van Loo is, right? Julie Van Loo, if you didn't know, she was inside one of the CCFC spaces. Now, I don't know if I'm supposed to say this, but the CCFC spaces are public information anyways. Julie Van Loo joined a public Twitter space, and she said, Caitlin Clark is the best playmaker along the lines of, right? I'm not directly quoting her, but this is along the lines of what she said. She doesn't understand how good Caitlin Clark is because she knows how difficult it is to make the reads Caitlin Clark makes in real time.
100%.
She couldn't believe it when she was speaking about it in the space, okay? Anyways, let's continue. Look at Caitlin Clark's reaction trying to explain to Stephanie White that she was waiting for Dantas to cut, and Stephanie White was telling her out otherwise. Look at Caitlin's reaction. Look at Caitlin's reaction. Oh my gosh.
I'm more me than ever.
Hold on.
Find styles that feel more you than
We've been
Did you have something to say there?
No, I was laughing when he said, "Oh my God."
here before.
These
We've seen this face
reactions is
before.
going to be so funny though.
I'm telling you, man.
We know exactly what this look means. Yeah. Chrissy Size all
The
over.
Chrissy
We've
Size
seen
look.
this look. Caitlin
Yeah.
Clark dead in the face right now. Can't believe she's going through this for a second year in a row. A coach who thinks they can see the floor better than her. This is unbelievable. This is unacceptable. Caitlin Clark is quiet about this because she knows what's going on. She knows the narrative that they're going to do if she tries to get Stephanie White fired, this, that, and the third. She can pull power at any given
Coach
moment. We know she
killer.
has the power to, which is why Stephanie White is trying to pull a power move as well, which we'll get into. But let's move on. Anyways, okay? So right here, I just want to talk about, before we get into this clip, with Caitlin Clark, there's a basketball goddess at the grace of your palm, Stephanie White. And you're supposed to put her in positions to win, not try to break any of her habits that got her to this level, because the second that you try to break the habit that makes Caitlin Clark, you don't get Caitlin Clark anymore. All right? So basically, what I'm asking Stephanie White is the better decision making in the room with us. Because if you ask me, Caitlin Clark is always making a better decision. It just comes with a risk, which is why she's the best playmaker. You don't be that good without a risk. You know, high risk, high reward. That's who Caitlin Clark is, right? Anyways, Steph White then almost used the word better job, and we already talked about this. But let's talk about Caitlin Clark on the Sue Bird podcast and talked about how Stephanie White was on her about not capitalizing on a 2-for-1 when Caitlin literally came down and shot it. And this is a part of this is a segment that is not up for debate. This is something that's not opinionated. It's a fact.
of like
And I'll
3
get
years,
into
I
it.
played for 3 different coaches too. So like every coach is going to be a little bit different, and like it's also a learning process of each other. It's the same me and Coach Bluter had in college of like having a little grace with one another, and the same, obviously the same professionally of what they want and you know what they need and what I need. But also I think like time and score is like probably the biggest thing for me. Like even when we just played New York, I had just made 3. And it was the end of the first quarter, and I came down.
3 amazing
and I like kind of
threes.
danced with the ball for a little bit for no reason, and then like we could have got it.
So she says she kind of danced with the ball, which is what Stephanie White has been feeding her. Stephanie White has her thinking that Caitlin Clark was dancing with the ball. You can read the top of your screen. Like Caitlin said, Stephanie White made her feel like she didn't capitalize on a 2-for-1. Guys, if you don't know what a 2-for-1 is when you get 2 possessions.
This is a good breakdown that he did here.
He
This
did.
is good.
I like that. Oh, before you even click back on there, so when he said this, right, and when his video came out, I paused before I even did a reaction. I always wait like a day later, especially if it's something big I need to formulate with. And I went on X, and man, when I tell you, they were so mad at him for this video, and I was like, and I was telling everybody, I said, did y'all really watch the whole video before y'all even started critiquing?
Where were they mad at it? Like, what were they saying?
Talk about, well, you know, some of them did Stephanie White
Oh,
defended,
the Stephanie White.
yeah, and I was like, and there were people like, I know one person I follow all the time, her name Millie, and then she actually went back and watched the whole video, and then she's like, okay, I had to go back and look and see what he was really talking about. And I was like, if you don't watch people's whole video or get something out of the video instead of just automatically reacting to it, then you gonna have your own narrative, and that's not what he's trying to highlight certain portions of it, whether we agree or not agree with.
Right.
But there are some good points that you could take away from this and understand what was really going on in the season with Stephanie White and Caitlin Clark.
Well, he's approaching it from basketball too. Like he's breaking
Exactly.
down certain plays. So he's not necessarily talking drama. This video is, he's mentioning what's going on in the play where Caitlin Clark and Stephanie White disagree from a playmaking and offense standpoint. And John the Liquidator, I don't really follow him because he's very clickbaity, but he did put out a good video today that I agree with, because I said this. You and I have talked about this a lot on our live streams. He said that Stephanie White's motion offense is a good offense for the Fever, but not with Caitlin Clark. And he said that her offense is a reason why a lot of these Indiana Fever players got injured, because of the way they play offense and defense where a lot of them aren't defensive players.
Yeah.
So he attributed a lot of the injuries to Stephanie White. And he also said
Mm.
he would have brought back Christy Sides. And I said I would have given Christy Sides one more year also.
Even though we all had our issues with Christy Sides, but
she figured it out.
She figured it out in the second half of the season.
Yeah.
And even Lynn Dunn, during that time, before they figured out the second half, Lynn Dunn already had her mind that she was going to give Christy Sides an extension. Now, I don't even know what happened. I didn't know what happened between the owner and her during that time. They decided to bring Kelly Misfit off back to the Fever and everything like that. But to me, your generation player has to adjust to your coaching, but your coach has to adjust to your playing style. 100%. Has to adjust to your playing style, because the fact
offense needs to run through your star.
Exactly, because the fact of the matter is we have seen it all season. Everybody has hands on that ball, and that is not the way to run an offense, because you cannot, you don't have that means you don't even have an offensive set. You don't have an offensive identity. And we watch football, and I always use my football analogy when I talk basketball and stuff like that, is that if you have Jalen Hurts, Tom Brady, Jaden Daniels, Patrick Mahomes, you ain't gonna tell Patrick Mahomes to play wide receiver and let your wide receiver be the quarterback. That just don't make sense.
Yeah.
It just don't make sense.
It's crazy, but this breakdown of this play right here is I like it because I would have never noticed it if he didn't point it out.
To get one shot to make one field goal, which is 32 seconds left on the clock, which is the preferred time. You kind of take the 2 for one shot. The other team gets the ball. It's 24 seconds on the shot clock. So when the other team gets the ball, they only got 8 seconds to make a play before you get the final possession. You get the ball back. So right here, 32 seconds. Caitlin Clark is being phase guarded at half court. How can she capitalize on this 2 for 1? Please tell me. Anyways, let's continue.
2 for 1, but I wasn't paying attention.
So Caitlin says she wasn't paying attention. Caitlin, even if you were, unless you have intentions on heaving from half court, which we know you probably can make, it's not a high percentage shot. You're going to look at Stephanie White's reaction as well.
And so Steph was came up to me at the end of the quarter and was like, hey, be aware of the clock. And she's right. Those are the moments you can't get so in the zone and so fixated on I'm shooting this, I'm doing this. I should have just came down and shot it. I'd already made 3. It's either going to go in or it's not. And then
I love 2 for 1s.
Yeah,
it's a free.
2 for 1s are the best.
I just want to run that part back. Caitlin said I should have just came down and shot it, right?
This, I'm doing this. I should have just came down and shot it. I'd already.
Can you guys remember that one for me? I should have just came down and shot it. Please remember that for me.
Made 3. It's either gonna go in or it's not. And then
I love 2 for 1s.
Yeah,
it's a free.
2 for 1s are the best.
I had to do it.
It drives me nuts when people don't do 2 for 1s.
I know. But when you're getting the first of the 2.
Yeah, so I think it's just time to score. Yeah, it's a free shot.
Yeah, I had to do it.
It's a free shot. Even if it's a bad shot, it's I had to do it. I had to.
Right? Exactly. So what did I just tell you guys to remember, right? I should have just came down and shot it. Chat, can you look at the screen? Guys, I want you guys to point to me the first second that Caitlin Clark gets an open look, and does she take it? Let's watch it together, okay? A screen comes. Is this an open look for Caitlin Clark? I want you guys to answer. I'll say no, right? 31 seconds left. Cool. Let's continue the clip. Caitlin Clark is being phase guarded still by Breonna Stewart. Is this a time to shoot? Is this an open shot? Is this a clean look at the rim? No. She's nearly backcourt and she's sandwiched, right? Cool. Let's continue the clip. Right here, Caitlin Clark finally gets the first open clean look at 28 seconds. Stephanie White, if you can look, she has her hands out like this. What are you doing, Caitlin? Well, Stephanie White, if you was paying attention, I don't know what else you want Caitlin Clark to do, because the first time she got an open look, and which was a bad shot because Caitlin don't even like shooting going to her, right? You can clearly see Caitlin Clark takes the shot.
Yep.
So what is Stephanie White criticizing Caitlin Clark for, and why does she have Caitlin Clark believing this? She's literally trying to brainwash Caitlin Clark to think that she's making
more like gaslight.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too, gaslighting. You on a sideline with your hands out. None of your players is moving towards her to give her any help.
No.
Sid Colston was sitting in the corner the whole time. Caitlin Clark brought the ball up. Dantes was the only one trying to set a screen, but it didn't work. And so Caitlin had to improvise because nobody moved. You look at the other 2 players in the opposite corner, they didn't even come up to try to at least get the ball where Caitlin could give it to them. So she had no choice but to take the shot. And Stephanie White just sitting there like this here, you can't get mad at that. Because look, this is the thing. You getting mad at Caitlin Clark for taking that shot, but we have seen bad shots by RDC Sims, bad shots by Eric McDonald, bad shots by Kelsey Mitchell. totally disaster shots by Natasha Howard.
And she says nothing.
And she says nothing.
Yeah. And that's what Venom's saying here. And I agree with that. But I think Caitlin's being gaslit. Like, dude,
Yeah.
she's like, yeah, pay attention to the shot clock. I'm dancing with the ball. And we all just saw she had 0 opportunities to pass the ball because Indiana Fever was bad at this last year too. There's no help. They're very bad at help anything, offense and defense. If someone gets trapped or whatever on offense, they all stand around and just watch. No one comes to help. No one gets themselves open. And they're very bad at that. And no coach has yet to correct that.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with you on that right now.
Mistakes that she's not even making.
And it was the end of the first quarter, and I came down, and I like kind of danced with the ball for.
She didn't dance with the ball. Caitlin, you didn't dance with the ball. Stephanie White has no clue what she's talking about. We all just watched it. Everybody in here just watched it. She did not dance with the ball, not one time.
Yep.
She shot the first look she got, and it wasn't even a clean look. She just threw it up, going right.
A little bit for no reason, and then like.
Now look at this right here, okay? This is something that I really wanted to talk about. I really wanted to highlight this, okay? Anyways, the Dallas Mavericks were playing the Knicks. And this is where you're going to be like, Venom, we're talking about the Fever. Stay with me. Stephanie White called this game. You're going to hear something Stephanie White says. Anyways, this is where I found out that Stephanie White doesn't seem to like heliocentric players such as Luka Doncic, Caitlin Clark, which are two very similar players, right? So while she called this Dallas Mavericks,
I remember that. I remember she watching when she was commentating.
Yeah.
And she said that. And I was like, and then I went back to Connecticut last year when they made the Marina Mabry trade. And you remember where the beginning of the season, before Caitlin had caught up to take over the assist lead in the league, Alyssa Thomas was leading the league in assists. Her, Natasha Howard, and it was her, Natasha Howard, and somebody else. And end up lapping them. And as soon as they made that Marina Mabry trade to there, the ball on the list starting, she didn't get as much assist like she was because her and Caitlin was neck and neck until Caitlin overtook her. You started seeing Marina Mabry having the ball in her hand a whole lot more. It was almost like the Kelsey Mitchell thing in Connecticut last year. And then you see Marina Mabry was taking more shots than anybody. And she started off with the bench, and then she came into the starting lineup. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, and I sat back and looked at her, I said, dang, she did the same thing to Alyssa Thomas. And if you look at how Alyssa Thomas played this year more freely, she was actually, MVP candidate and everything. MVP. And I was like, I say Stephanie White literally don't like having a floor general. It's like she wants just everybody just to touch the ball.
That's how I was saying. She wants everyone to touch the ball.
Yeah, you have to have a floor general.
Well, I'm gonna.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm gonna fast.
Go back to that. Go back down that press conference she was doing. Caitlin had
this one.
Go back up.
Oh,
right there. Yeah. That right there was very telling right there.
Find styles that feel more you.
Clearly discussed how she handled being guarded full court in college, even noting that teams rarely did.
Oh, come on.
Hey, we got commercials, y'all.
Pick up full court, but when they did.
That.
Huh?
No, Bronx was saying 7-0 Lions and Buccaneers.
I should have used my DuckDuckGo browser. I don't think they play ads. All right, here we go. This is where she sighs, right?
Yeah, she sliced up the floor, allowing her to get an advantage because she got her head up. Julie Van Loo also mentioned that Caitlin Clark, she said, is one of the only guards, if not the only guard that she guards, who dribbles with her head up and can see advantages. That's what makes it difficult to stop Caitlin Clark. This is a professional WNBA player saying this, if you don't want to take my word for it, okay? Caitlin, once again, right here, talking about how she's best at bringing the ball up with pressure.
Steph has talked about kind of taking some pressure off you with Aerie kind of running point in some matches.
And this is right here, the reporter saying Stephanie White has talked about taking pressure off you with Aerie McDonald running the action, bringing the ball up the floor. And you see Caitlin Clark instantly take a deep breath like, oh boy, not this again. Listen to the deep breath.
Aerie kind of running point in some matches and playing off the ball. Just how do you think that will help when you reintegrate onto the court?
Yeah, I mean, it'll be nice probably not to have to bring the ball up against pressure 94 feet. But like I said, like that's what I'm best at. So we're still going to do a lot of that.
Right? Like I said, that's what I'm best at. And she gave a little shrug, like, that's what I'm best at. Like, I don't, you got to look at Caitlin Clark's body language and the way she answered these questions. And this is about Stephanie White relieving pressure off her, which means she's rebuttaling something that her own coach is saying.
To bring the ball up against
Look
pressure
at the
and
shoulder
team,
shrug.
but like I said, like, that's what I'm best at. So we're still going to do a lot of that.
All right, now let's move on. The problem to
See, Caitlin Clark is like media trained and she always
Yeah.
says the right thing. So you really have to pay attention to what she says and how she says it to read between the lines. She's not going to come out. Yeah, she's not going to come out and say Stephanie White sucks or I don't like her coaching or this motion offense, whatever. She's not going to say that.
But her body language, when she said that,
Yeah.
we can still run it anyway. It's like she's saying, I don't give up. What she said is,
Exactly.
I'm still going to run my offense.
Yeah.
And I was like, because the way she did it, she shrugged her shoulder. I was like, yeah. And that's what I be trying to, I always try to emphasize when Caitlin Clark talks in these media press or these post games, you just pay attention to her words and how she's saying it, just like you alluded to, because the thing about it is she's saying one thing, but she actually mean another.
Yeah, depending on the situation.
Situation, yeah, exactly.
That was the biggest sigh too.
Yeah, that side was like, oh, if you watch my video, I gave 3 side expressions how it is. It's like if you have a tired sigh, like you're like, oh man, I'm so tired. And then you have like an angry sigh, like, oh. And then you have a disgusted side, like when you just disgusted because somebody said you like that. That was the disgusted side from Caitlin Clark of what the reporter alluded to for Caitlin Clark. So,
all right.
me is that Stephanie White lacks the comprehension that Lisa Bluter understood instantly. You get Caitlin the ball and you control the pieces around her. You don't control Caitlin Clark because she's uncontrollable. She'll do what she needs to be done. She'll find the advantages. You just control what's going on around her, right? Anyways, right here.
And that's what Stephanie White was brought in to do.
Mm-hmm.
And she turned everything upside down.
Yeah, like Stranger Things.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Those cookies are nasty, by the way. We bought the Stranger Thing Chip Ahoy. Have you tried those?
No, I passed.
Oh, they're so gross. Sorry, I digress.
I mean, right here, it's crazy. Right here, Caitlin talks about what makes her a great passer. The first thing that Caitlin says here is the same exact thing that Stephanie White criticizes her for. Listen to this.
I really like that. So what do you think makes you a great passer? I mean, I think this question a lot about you, and so I have my thoughts.
I think my willingness to take risks.
My willingness to take risks.
Yep.
Which probably
We're gonna get to that.
a lot
We're
of
gonna get to that.
100%.
I think also like I can see things happen before they do.
Yep.
Also, like I feel like I'm a good defensive rebounder. Like I try to. That's always like my goal. Like go get the rebound and go. Like that's the best way to start our offense. Is like I'd have the ball immediately. It makes it harder for the defense to pick me up. You know.
But it's hard to do that when you have teammates who can't run the floor.
Exactly.
Like my MVP and all these old heads couldn't keep up. They couldn't run the floor, so they had to slow the pace down and play that slow half court offense that Caitlin Clark's not good at.
To me, I feel like if she's not one of the best, she's the best rebounding guard in the league because
I think she was the best. I think she had the highest
stats. She's the best rebounding guard in the league by none. She averaged almost 6 to 7 rebounds a game.
Yep.
And the thing about it, she doesn't never average less than 5. To be quite honest with you, she gets it. She's always looking up. That's why Kelsey Mitchell was always thriving with her. Because she knew, Kelsey Mitchell knew, I'm about to get this outlet pass. Leslie Hall knew. Even at times last year, you go back when it took a while for Nalissa Smith to catch on, she did it. Tammy Finbelly, every trash y'all.
Tammy, man. I'm surprised they didn't keep her because she would have thought. Have you seen her what the Valkyries do?
Yeah. And then you look at it. Even when Sophie came in, Sophie had to learn. Sophie was running. They love that. And Caitlin always looking ahead. She's just like a quarterback, man. She's looking ahead.
She is a quarterback. Yeah. Like it's insane. Like not very many point guards. If you actually watch people play in the point, well, first off, the WNBA doesn't have a lot of natural true point guards either. Yeah. They're usually like just straight up guards, and that's different than point guards. So true point guards are very few and far between. And I think that's part of the reason CC stands out is because there's not very many people like her, you know what I mean, who play the floor general and the quarterback of the team.
Yeah, exactly.
We're going in transition. It's harder to match up. It means we got to stop. I think also, like, I play with good teammates. Like, I play with really good cutters. Even in college, like, Kate was a great cutter. Like, I had people on my team that were good cutters. Like, and now Kelsey, Lexi, Sophie, like, you go down the list. Like, I play with really good cutters that make it easy. Like, Kelsey, like, you can, like, be, like, guarded up, like, denying her, but, like, she's just faster than you. So at the end of the day, like, she's still going to get the ball. So I'd say those things.
Right.
So weird.
So the first thing that Caitlin Clark says that makes her a great passer is her willingness to take risks. Something that Lisa Bluder encouraged her to do and helped her become the biggest woman icon we've ever seen is being criticized by Stephanie White trying to mold her into an average role player, which is not going to work. In this clip right here, you're going to see Caitlin Clark talks about how Lisa Bluder gave her the keys to the offense and trusted her. She also talks about how Lisa Bluder told Caitlin's dad she's doing so well, and Caitlin mentioned how she already knew that, but hearing that made her light up since people think Caitlin...
That surprised me. Listen to Caitlin Clark talk. I like this segment, probably one of the best out of this whole video right here.
doesn't need the love. This is a young woman. But let's listen to this right here.
But I think, like, just her belief in me from day one when I stepped on campus, like, she gave me the keys to, you know, the offense, really the program, and, like, always had a constant belief in, you know, what I could do and what I could help us achieve. And I remember, like, some of my first summer practices, like, I played pretty well. And there was, like, you know, there's the classic, like, golf outing, like, where you're, and at the time we didn't have to go, but my dad was playing, and it was, like, a fundraiser for our foreign trip. And Coach Bluder was, like, had gone up to my dad and was like, Caitlin's doing so well. And I was, like, so proud to hear that.
She was so proud to hear that. Her coach told her dad that she is like the little kid in her life. You got to understand, Caitlin Clark had to grow up far quicker, far faster than any other kid her age had to grow up, because she's gotten the, like, she's been, you know how much has been on her plate?
You cool if I fast forward through this, or do you have anything you want to say?
No. The only thing I want to add to that is that he's absolutely right. If Lisa Bluder knew what kind of player she had, so she's like, you know what, I'm gonna turn this over to her. From day one, when Caitlin got to the Indiana Fever, it took Chrissy Size a while to turn it over, but she did eventually, and they had success, and they got into the playoff. And a lot of everybody in the chat and a lot of us are talked about it. Stephanie White, I think he's going to allude to this too in the video, that Stephanie White changed. She knew she had the offense in place, but she ended up coming in and changing it to her style, and it messed up the whole thing. All you had to do is just add defense, allow the offense to continue, and just had everybody else, like we alluded to earlier, control the pieces around Caitlin and let Caitlin, the orchestrator. It's almost like a orchestrator for sympathy. You're not gonna have somebody that's playing the blow trumpet or whatever come up there to direct the symphony. You know, you got to have that same person. What's going on, Angela?
What's up, Angela? Yeah, I think it's like she just wants to make everyone happy.
Yeah,
and I think the front office, to include Stephanie White, made a lot of promises to the players they brought in that it kind of disrupted the offense. And I think that's probably what happened, is they kind of promised Kelsey that she would be the number one option if she signed, or else they wouldn't have given her a midseason bonus and the league max, I'm sure. So they probably promised Kelsey she would be the number one option. That's probably why you saw things play out the way they did. They probably promised Bonner and my MVP that they would, you know, be able to be the main voices of the offense. So she took all the power from CC when she brought in those other players, and Kelsey came back. So I don't know. Part of me thinks that's probably part of what happened, is they promised things that they should have never promised.
Exactly. Hey, Angela, what's going on? And I agree with you. You can't promise. And I think they did it with DeBonner Bonner. I think they did it with Kelsey Mitchell. I think definitely did it with Kelsey Mitchell. I think they did it with Natasha Howard
100%.
and everything. And I think that threw everything off. Instead of, you had, because the notion was, we're going to build around this young talent, Caitlin Clark, the core three.
Lexi Hall, AB, yep.
And the thing about it is, the start of the season, Lexi Hall was a starter at the end of last year, and she get put on the bench for DeWanna Bonner.
Lexi, man, this team's been doing her dirty for the last 2 years.
Yeah, they have, man. And she earned that last year because
Yeah.
Christy Sides trusted her enough to put her in that position. And she actually took Melissa Smith's spot. Melissa Smith's spot. And in the end, no, she took Katie Lou Samuelson's spot. And I was like, you can't do that to your player. It's like you catering to players that should not be catered to. It's either you, the coach, if you want to be here to help build this, then this is how we're going to run. You can't just put Leo Boston in the back seat and then put Caitlin Clark in the back seat and think that, okay, well, it's all about the Indiana Fever. It's our brand. Yeah, we got a transitional player in Caitlin Clark, but this is about the Indiana Fever. Well, guess what, Kelly Crisscross? So the fact of the matter is Caitlin Clark leaves today, your franchise going back to poverty where it was in 2019, and nobody's going to want to come there. And guess what? You ain't getting another franchise star like Caitlin Clark no time soon. So and especially if you're going to have Stephanie White being the coach, it's not going to happen. It's just that I think they made so many bad decisions from the word go. And regardless of the success that they had and almost get to the finals, you ain't about to get that same level of success next year with that like that again. You're going to have to, you got to incorporate Caitlin Clark and build around her and Leah Boston. And if you're going to keep Kelsey Mitchell, well, I already said it. If they re-sign Kelsey Mitchell, it's her last year anyway because they can't call her again. So she's a free agent, a complete free agent. So
she just needs to go. She needs to be a number one option somewhere else.
Yeah, I agree with you.
But yeah, Angela, she said, CC beat the greats, Gino and Dawn. Why wouldn't you want to listen to her? Yo, Dawn did an interview, and she's still haunted by the 40 piece that CC dropped in their head. Took them to the finals. Like, Dawn, that still haunts Dawn to this day.
Yes.
CC did them dirty. And then Great said, wouldn't it be great if the New York Liberty stole Stephanie White from the Fever? I actually think her offense might fit the Liberty better, though.
Yeah.
Actually. That actually might not be a bad fit.
So before you play again,
this
older lady has a YouTube channel. Her name is Unapologetic Caitlin. And she alluded to that before the season, Stephanie White came into the Fever on a 1-year contract.
Oh, interesting.
It wasn't a 3-year contract like we all thought it was. It said that she was on a 1-year contract. And I think they hinged that on her having Caitlin Clark getting to the finals and winning it. So I think Stephanie White is going to be on another 1-year contract. I don't think they're going to give her an extension. I think it's going to be it's the year to year. I don't think they're going to give her a lifetime contract like some of us thought it was.
Yeah, I still don't think they're going to get rid of her.
Yeah. I think it's going to be another prove-it year for her.
Yeah. Man. All right.
Since a young age, she's been having franchises on her. She's been having all this pressure on her, all the fame on her, all this money thrown at her. You don't think that has to force you to mature quicker than you would hope so? Which is why you see kids who kind of grow up in the success lane. You still see them older and still have that childish youth to them because they never want to let that kid die in them. They never really even got to be a kid. Like LeBron James, as old as he is, he has one of the greatest personalities. You know what I'm saying? Fun, laughing all the time, jumping all around. You know what I'm saying? Aged up, and then she puts her back in to not make those passes. Caitlin is here explaining how she had an open pass to Kelsey, but didn't make the read because of Stephanie White.
It's even been something like me and Steph have always talk about when we go and watch film, and even like that New York game where I played really, really well. Obviously scored a lot of points. I think I had...
I'm on me the never.
Come on.
Caitlin, you didn't play really, really well. You only carried us in the first half, according to Stephanie White. You didn't play really well. It was just a spark, Caitlin. Remember that.
9 assists or 10 assists that game. This was his last game this year.
Look at this.
I started the fourth quarter off with 2 turnovers in a row. And Steph yanked me. And she was like, this is like a learning moment. You got to be able to yes, maybe it could have been there. Maybe you could have thrown a little bit better of a pass. Maybe they could have caught it. But do we need that in this moment? No. Right. And then she subbed me back in. And there's a play
Pay
where I
attention to
kind of
this.
got a steal and like we're going in transition and Kelsey Mitchell just like takes off down the middle of the floor. And so there's like two people kind of by her. And I literally like go to grab the ball.
She was wide
and I, like,
open
just
right
dribble
there,
out.
too.
And I like literally
Wide
just like
open.
smiling so big. And I look.
Yo, she normally would have made that pass.
That was an easy bucket.
That was an easy pass too.
And why would you make her reroute that when it's that's what fast break transition offense from defense to offense.
Yeah.
That's what NBA coaches preach all the time. We got to get on a transition. You had a transition bucket right there, and you made her second guess herself to pull back.
You know, she normally would have made that pass from the free throw line, the
Yeah.
other end of the court. This,
Hey, Colleen, how you doing?
where she was here, this was a no-brainer, the easiest pass CC would have made.
What's going on, One Eye Willie?
What's up, One Eye Willie?
Willie?
Colleen. What's up, everyone? Thanks for joining us. All right, here we go. Chipmunk.
Good stuff. And I like told her
That
after the
better
game.
be on film.
Yeah, I'm like, you don't understand how hard it was for me to not throw that. And she's like, oh, I know. Trust me. Everybody was like, we saw you about to throw that. But I think it's just
That's honestly so crazy, chat. I want you guys to look at this one more time. Caitlin Clark in
like two
transition.
people kind of by her. And I literally like go to
Kelsey Mitchell, oh my God, I can't even believe this looking at it. It gets even worse looking at it right here. If you look
Yeah.
at it, Kelsey Mitchell is
She was
wide
wide
open.
open,
She has a
yep.
wide open line drive right here to the rim.
And CC
Caitlin
could've
Clark
done
just had to
better.
make the one pass
Yep.
right here, and Kelsey
Yep.
Mitchell has an open layup. But because Stephanie White told Caitlin not, this is a 3-on-2 situation. If this defender helps, Sophie Cunningham gets a wide open pass somewhere on this corner for a 3. So it's a lose-lose. But because Stephanie White is controlling Caitlin Clark, she has her making this kind of play.
grab the ball and then I like just dribble out. And I like
Well,
literally
you
start
know
smiling
what,
so
too?
big. And I look at
You
Steph.
know,
and I, like,
Kelsey
told her
was
after the
like
game.
WTF.
Yeah, and the thing about it is she had Kelsey and she had Lexi on the wing.
Yep.
And I was like, that's you had buckets. You had an easy 2 or potential 3. That's crazy, man. And you know
Yeah.
what? The bad thing is we sitting here going over this and really looking at this. It's kind of disturbing.
It's disappointing because when
Yeah.
you're watching the game in real time, you don't really notice little things like this. And this is why I'm grateful for Venom, because he is, one of the better people that break down film.
Yeah.
But just watching him pointing things out that we otherwise missed during the regular season, it's just eye-opening. Like,
yeah.
and the way he's breaking it down to how Stephanie White is changing the way she's playing just adds another layer to it, because we can sit here and talk about it all day long, but actually seeing it,
Yeah.
it's like the way he broke it down is very eye-opening, because like you said earlier, like no one breaks down film like him, and no one puts it in the same perspective that this is putting it in. It's interesting.
Colleen said she remember that too.
Yeah.
You don't understand how hard it was for me to not throw that. And she's like, oh, I know. Trust me. Everybody was like, we saw you about to throw that. But I think it's just like kind of a learning process. And it goes back to like even my shot thing. Like it's just time and score and understanding. I think that's like where I can still kind of improve. Like, do we really need that like sequence of a game? Like, have we just scored twice or have we just missed 2 shots in a row?
And this is where it gets bad. This is where it gets, because it's like you're literally controlling Caitlin Clark. And right here, look at this. Caitlin Clark seemed nervous.
I think the pace at which I play, like that's where a lot of my assists come, like in transition. Like I'm not like I don't know, like I feel like I don't know. I think that
Right here, she didn't want to slip up. Caitlin, we know exactly what you're trying to say. Listen to her again.
assists come like in transition.
She says she thinks that's where her best passes come from, in transition. We just played the Kelsey Mitchell clip. And now you hear her saying, my best passes come from transition. And Stephanie White took that away from me. You don't know how hard it was to not throw that, is her words, right? Now look at this right here. Caitlin Clark is thinking of something opposite of transition.
Like
Look.
I'm not like a
what, Caitlin? What else other than passing in transition? Is it half court maybe? Right? Like that slow offense, slowing the ball down, that motion offense Stephanie White want?
I don't know, like.
And she's trying hard not to say it. You can see even Sue Bird. Maybe she told Sue Bird, because Sue Bird's reaction to this was very questionable as well.
I feel like I don't know. I think that's we played
Look at
fast,
Sue
we
Bird's
played
face.
a tempo. That's where like
Sue Bird is thinking, should I ask her? Caitlin probably told Sue Bird what she really is thinking. And Sue Bird is like, maybe she don't want to say it for the cameras. But just in case, let me double check.
Wait, what were you going to say that? You don't know.
See?
I don't know. Anyway.
You never see Caitlin that nervous.
Here we go, the college days, baby.
He about to slay this.
Oh, here we go. Buckle up.
What's up, JS?
See, JS. See, we got any new people in the chat? If you're new to the chat, drop a thumbs up so we can fill our chats up.
UTP, you know me.
Oh, you took the words out of my mouth.
I know.
All right. Now, this is Carolyn Peck, who hated on CC early this season, saying that the Indiana Fever are better without her.
Never see Caitlin this nervous in front of a camera.
I don't know.
Like, look at her. Nervous.
Oh, anyway.
You know what I'm saying? Now, listen. Let's talk about this on the screen. Yeah. I know. Vanna, what the hell? Where did you find? Yeah, I know. I did some real life digging. Carolyn Peck and Stephanie White were at college together. Carolyn Peck was actually Stephanie White's coach. You know, she coached Stephanie White at Purdue, and Peck later became an assistant under Stephanie White for Vanderbilt, where 11. Guys, I want you to listen to this slowly.
That's crazy.
11 college players transferred out of Vanderbilt away from Stephanie White. They did this at a time where if you transferred, you had to sit out for a year before you could play basketball again.
Yo, I didn't even know that.
Yo, I knew she played. I went back and did that championship game where Carolyn Peck was coaching Stephanie White, but I didn't know Carolyn Peck was her assistant under her at Vanderbilt. That's wild.
I didn't know that either. I knew that 11 players, or I knew a bunch of starters, particularly, left Purdue to get away from White, but I didn't know they had to sit out an entire year at that time once they transferred.
Oh yeah, they did. No NIL deals back then.
Yeah, that's wild. That means the system must have really been bad for them to like totally just like miss an entire year.
Yeah, I'll sit out. I'm good. You know, holla at you.
Yeah.
Did not allow you to transfer and play that same year. You would have to sit out a year and play the following year.
Wild.
Do you know how bad of a system you must have to make 11 girls aspiring to become a professional basketball player be willing to leave your system and sacrifice a whole year of college basketball just to get away from you? Stephanie White's college record as a head coach was 46 and 83, a 35% win percentage. Barely could win as a coach at the collegiate level. All year, I would beg for a play to be drawn up by Stephanie White this year, only to figure out that she allegedly doesn't even draw up the plays to begin with. She's the motivational speaker of the team. Scott Agnes himself.
Yo, my boy draws up the plays. Mr. Kelly.
Yeah. Kelly is the offensive mind and Bree January is the defensive mind.
Yeah. I'm like, what the heck is Stephanie White there? She's a motivational speaker. She pats him on the back. Like, good job. MVP.
Yo, gravity really did it for us.
Way to be aggressive with your 1 in 10 scoring.
I know. Hey, Natasha Howard, continue to shoot threes even though you 1 for 88. Like, come on, man. What are we doing right here?
Rick just said this show, Livewire and Nicole, is better than Monday Night Football.
Hey, appreciate that, Rick. Hey, I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, this is crazy, man. It's like just sitting here watching it and look at that picture, man. Oh my God. I'm like, it's almost like the Adam Family's picture a little bit. It's like
I mean, she doesn't. Carolyn Peck, I don't know how much older she is than Stephanie White, but they don't look that much of an age difference.
Yeah. And then, Carolyn Peck did say earlier that she talked to Stephanie White. They talk all the time. I was like, man, oh, that's crazy. This is wild. All right, let's go.
All right.
You don't want to listen to me. Scott Agnes himself confirmed who draws up the plays on both ends, which we'll get into as well. But anyways, let's move on to Stephanie White and her connection to Carolyn Peck. Carolyn Peck is a known hater of Caitlin Clark, if you don't know. Taking jabs at Caitlin. We know Stephanie White is not a fan of heliocentric players already, right? We covered this. And there's no surprise that Carolyn Peck shares those same views. Let's listen to what Carolyn Peck had to say about the Fever without Caitlin. We heard what Stephanie White said about the Dallas Mavericks without Luka. Let's listen to what Carolyn Peck has to say about the Fever without Caitlin. Let's play this together, chat.
Hey, Tamara. How you doing?
Look, I think that Indiana is even more dangerous when Caitlin Clark doesn't play because she's a ball-dominant guard. The ball's in her hands a lot, so you know what you need to try to take away. But when you look at Indiana now, they've got so many weapons.
I'm sure.
In a way, and I see what Carolyn Peck is saying, though. If you take away Caitlin Clark, you take away their main person to guard from a defensive perspective. So it opens up the floor for the defense as far as man to, or woman to woman, 1-to-1 defense. I see what she's saying. It makes it easier on the defensive end when you remove Caitlin Clark. But at the same time, to say, so I see what she's trying to say, but to say that Indiana's better without Caitlin Clark, she's not a normal ball dominant guard.
Exactly.
Like she has the assist record of the WNBA as a rookie. How is that ball dominant?
That's what I think Kellen Peck. See, this is where they don't understand Caitlin Clark's game. Caitlin Clark's best asset is passing the ball.
Correct. Better than shooting. I think that's what makes her better.
Her shooting comes second nature. But she could shoot so well and shoot so deep, people get so fixated on that part of her game. They overlook her passing. Right. And Kellen Peck analogy of that is so asinine, because the thing about it is people know how deadly Caitlin Clark is with the ball in her hand, passing or scoring. So you gotta slow her up at some point in the juncture, because she's going to either hit you for 10 assists or she's going to hit you for 30 or both.
Or 3 threes in 38 seconds.
Exactly, 3 threes in 38 seconds. So this is the part that people just have to understand. Kellen Peck don't know what she was talking about, because I'm sitting here like, yeah, you could take the ball out of her hand or you sit her down, but guess what? The team is going to struggle without her on the floor. They're going to struggle. I don't care what part of playing you put together. The team struggled throughout the season without Caitlin Clark on the floor. You threw everybody there. You threw Sophie as the lead point guard. Lexi, Mitchell, all of them. You did everything that you possibly can.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I understand what she's saying, but at the same time, she's not a ball dominant guard.
From a defensive perspective, I see what Carolyn that is a good point by Carolyn Peck, but from the offensive perspective, it just fell flat.
Yeah.
So Rick says, Rachel Demita, why is she always in the center of the W? She was just in a documentary on Netflix about the WNBA. So she, Rachel Demita, if I understand, she was actually part of ESPN. So she's been covering both women's and men's basketball, the NBA, for many, many years. And her Courtside Club, that's part of her YouTube channel.
But her husband
was contracted by ESPN, and her husband is in the NBA.
Well, actually, she was working for the Big Three.
Yeah, but she was also part of ESPN.
And then the Big Three have fired. They didn't renew her contract this season.
Yeah.
And her boyfriend plays in the NBA, so
they're married now. But
well, her husband, So they got all of that. She got that little connection like that. But when she did this interview with Scott Agnes, she was kind of confused. But I kind of got the sense when she was listening to him, talking to him, she didn't buy it. I didn't think she bought his story the way he was explaining it.
Oh, snap. Eve Ill Anderson, she's in your chat. You're wrong. Mute me. I don't give an F. It's honestly disrespectful to keep chasing Caitlin clout without acknowledging this season was rigged and stolen. Yeah. What's up, Maurice? Keep the Visions here.
What up, Keep the Vision?
All right.
Well, we'll get that person out of here.
All right, let's.
I can't get to on my side. Bye. Thank you.
Thanks for stopping by, Eve. All right, here we go. Let's. Do we want to listen to this, or do we want to skip it?
Oh, you can. I mean, if they want to listen to it, that's fine.
All right, we'll go forth and conquer. We'll listen.
Stephanie White and Carolyn Peck have each other's contact to this day. And as the head coach of this team, you don't think to contact one of your closest friends and tell her to relax on your superstar player that you're coaching, Caitlin Clark? You know, you heard from the Dallas Mavericks game that Stephanie White called how she feels about heliocentric players already. So she already shared the same views in that sense. So, of course, she wouldn't stop Carolyn Peck because she agrees. And Peck feeling free saying that, knowing that Stephanie White is the head coach of that team, makes it even worse because you wouldn't say anything about your friend's team on the internet unless you know they agree too. And let's talk about this right here.
Oh, come on. It's always the same commercial, too.
Find styles that feel more you.
You see the pattern. Coach White coached the Dallas game without Luka and tries to create the narrative that they look better without him, right? Carolyn Peck with a symmetrical reply on the Fever side with Caitlin. They are both pushing narratives and share the same views as far as heliocentric players goes and are viewed. Because White is an active coach and can't say these things no more, there's no coincidence that her former coach is coming out with very similar claims. Scott Agnes right here confirms that Austin Kelly and Brianne January were the ones drawing the offensive and the defensive plays.
When they need an offensive play, Austin Kelly will be the one drawing it up in the huddle. She's right there. Defensively, that's where Brianne January's voice is massive. And so that's significant.
Like, Scott Agnes, I don't think the crowd heard you. Can you repeat that one more time for the people in the back, please, Scott?
Oh, so hard.
When they need an offensive play, Austin Kelly will be the one drawing it up in the huddle. She's right there. Defensively, that's where Brianne January's voice is massive. And so that's significant. That was early on in the season. I think after the first month, what really stood out to me was how she kept everything inside.
Right.
She
Arnold?
deleted social media.
What's going on, Arnold?
She was just like on one of the platforms,
right.
And then she was like, even that was too much.
Right. Oh, yeah. Scott Agnes, what was too much exactly? Was it Fever fans or were it Caitlin Clark fans? Because, Scott, let me know if there's a conflict of interest, because human nature, when one of your players' supporters are so famous, when one of your players are so famous that their supporters are constantly flooding your mentions because they disagree with everything you got doing, at a certain point, that may build up and may cause some conflict in the locker room, right? Or some secret animosity between you and this player, right? Maybe you might start to, maybe punish this player, right? For things that are out of their control. Yeah, maybe that can be another reason, but we'll leave that for another day. Anyways, in my opinion, this shows Stephanie White's motion offense is her only foundation. She's a motivational.
All right, I'm going to skip through this. This is, unless you have something you want to say on this, Mario.
No,
this is where, Kelly just says that she wants Indiana
to be
Fever franchise to be like Apple.
But guess what? The only way you're going to have the Fever franchise like Apple, you're going to have to brace your superstar.
Right.
I mean, that's just how it is. If you don't embrace Caitlin Clark, then I don't care about your Apple analogy, because guess what? Like I said earlier, if Caitlin Clark was the lead of Fever, Fever is done. You will not hear from the Indiana Fever again as a team. They will be the bottom of the barrel. They will go through draft picks. They'll be the lottery pick. And by that time, they'll probably have about 20 teams in the league, and the Indiana Fever will be non-existent. So my thing is this here. If you want the Indiana Fever to be Apple, then guess what? Brace your superstar. Say, hey, we need to push her. And then what she said in this clip really just told me she don't even care about what Aaliyah Boston or Caitlin Clark brings to this team. It's all about the brand.
Well, I see what she's trying to say. Like, she wants the Indiana Fever franchise to last beyond Caitlin Clark and all that. But the problem is if you don't embrace your superstar now, and next year looks similar to this year as far as just leaving her standing in the corner and not letting CC be CC, you're going to lose all your fans and you're going to lose all your revenue. And you have no shot at building a lasting franchise. So I see what she's saying. I just think their approach is just jacked up. It's not the one. But yeah, we're gonna skip that. But that's pretty much what this section is. And then he goes over the survey about if CC leaves and all that.
Yep.
All right, we'll go through here.
And she returned in 22 days. Why was Caitlin Clark's quote-unquote very mild bone bruise injury keeping her out for nearly 2 months? By the way, let's go pull that up again. Nafisa Collier. For those who want to see how bad quote-unquote Nafisa Collier's injury was, let's pull it up real quick, okay? I want to show you how bad her injury was and how quick her recovery was. Look at this on the screen, chat. Pay attention to Nafisa Collier coming in right here. You can see her roll her ankle right here. And I'm gonna show you other angles as well if you can't see it in this angle.
This is a conspiracy theory. This part here is about Caitlin's ankle injury, and she calls it a sprain, but then Scott Agnes called it a bone bruise. So unless you want me to play this part, I'm just gonna skip through the conspiracy theories on her injury. But do you have anything to say on her injury? This whole section with Venom is comparing Nafisa's ankle injury to
the only thing I want to add to that is that I just think they should have said, like Caitlin said, is a sprain, the worst sprain she ever had. One of the worst sprain, yeah. Yeah, and Scott Agnes, which we already nailed him for hiding the information for 2 weeks, and then come out and say it's a bone bruise, which we know it was a sprain because it's two different things. And if it was a bone bruise, it's two different things. And she could have come back. And I just think it was some more other stuff beyond that. But you could go ahead and continue.
Oh, yeah, no, I was listening. I'm just trying to find a good spot to pick it up.
Mm-hmm.
This is just a Scott Agnes, but we'll watch this, and then it leads into, I think, the fight in the tunnel.
Oh, yeah.
Documented. Everything is documented, right? So I think Caitlin Clark was forced to say these things to calm her fans down because they know, and Mick talked about it as well, they didn't want to deal with the headache of dealing with Caitlin Clark in the playoffs. They didn't want to. By the way, don't forget, Caitlin Clark announced her own season-ending injury. I have never seen that happen in my life. And that looks to me like the front office made her do it to calm her fans down. And I'm going to ask you guys again, have you ever been this confused and told so many stories about your favorite players' injuries in any other league? Last year, I felt the front office were transparent with the fans. This year, it seems to me there's a curtain that they don't want us looking behind. From the Natasha Howard, I don't know what they promised her. The Wanabana, I don't know what
they promised Natasha Howard defensive MVP or whatever the heck, the defensive player of the year. Isn't that what she said in the preseason?
Yeah.
Her goal is MVP. And
MVP. I mean, she didn't say, well, help this team win the championship.
No,
or
she said MVP.
She said her. I was like, well, what was that? What was the conversation when you got brought in? You know, and then the thing about it is like, you know, what was all the conversation about anybody? You know, you didn't. I mean, Sydney Colson probably was like almost the last that came in, and whatever the case would be. But
yeah,
it just, to me, I just feel like don't promise players, say, hey, this is the goal for the team to win a championship. Are you on board? I'm gonna need you to play a specific way. Are you good with that? Instead of saying, well, you know, have these players come out here and make these bold statements. Now she did MVP for what's I'm about to say the World Cup, but the Commissioner's Cup. So
yeah,
just,
and she earned that. Like she played her butt off that game. I will say that.
Yeah.
But okay, so there's an interesting conversation in the chat right now. So Jamie says Indy needs to choose which system to run, CC or Stephanie White.
Mm-hmm.
If they choose CC's, Steph is not the right coach that will make her be better. If Stephanie White, CC's legacy will go down the drain. I agree. But then we have One-Eyed Willie. CC system won't win championships. What do you think about that?
I could disagree because you got to have the right coach and the right players around her. If she took players to the national championship, even though she didn't win, what's to say that her system can't work in the WNBA? Because if you look at the WNBA, they ain't really got no coaching systems anyway. Her system will be the first to really revolutionize what the WNBA could do when you have a real system in place. You need a great coach and you need great players that understand their role. It can't just the same thing. Michael Jordan was coached under all of them until they had a system put in place. Your superstar is the system. Just like I alluded to before, Tom Brady was the system. Peyton Manning was the system. They both went on and took their system with them and won championships. So to say that Caitlin Clark's system can't work, you just need the right coach to believe in it and put the right players around it. And I guarantee you it'll work.
I agree. Stephanie White's system can also work, but you need the right players. And Indiana Fever just doesn't have the right players.
Exactly.
They have some of the right players, like the older players, 100%. But you can't have a bunch of heroes on your offense because that's not going to get you anywhere. And that's what we had this year. But Stephanie White's offense could be a good offense for, say, like New York, for instance, because their players, they don't have a lot of read and react players. I guess Ionescu can be, but I think she functions better in a system. So I think Stephanie White's offense can be good for New York, but not good for the players Indiana has if you build around Caitlin Clark.
Check this out. I'm gonna throw a curveball into this real quick. Check this out. If you look at all the teams in the WNBA, they consist of older players. So they all play a certain style. Boring, not energetic.
Yeah, and slow.
So therefore, if you take half of the college players and fuse them into the WNBA and had them playing a day style of basketball, I guarantee it will flush out all the old players in the league right now.
100%.
The old players cannot keep up with the new style of basketball, and that's what they're afraid of now. This. If you look at it, this is what they're afraid of now. Why you think the roster on the WNBA was only consist of 12? Because there was no room for growth for younger players.
There wasn't enough talent, but now we have these upcoming recruiting classes are filled with talent.
Exactly, but when they drafted them, they only last through training camp, and then they get waived or cut.
Right.
And then you don't hear from them, or they go play overseas.
Right.
I guarantee you, once you start putting rosters to about 14 to 15, you're gonna see a lot of younger players being on the court more because they're younger and faster. Half of these older players ain't gonna last that long, so you gotta involve. The W is trying to involve slowly but surely, but you got to flush out all of these older players. Older players is harboring these teams down and don't want younger talent to flourish. Just for instance, look, Portland just hired an NBA coach. The Connecticut Sun just hired an overseas coach. The Atlanta Dreams just hired a coach. Golden State, what all of these coaches has in common? Revolutionize the style of basketball that we accustomed to seeing how CC plays. They all playing faster, up tempo. They're not playing that slow kind of. That's why a lot of these coaches are starting to get fired. Some of them getting replaced. Their style of system ain't working because trying to hold on to older players to run your system, and it's not even working like that.
Yeah, exactly. Let me see if I can get past that.
A couple days after Caitlin Clark's injury, right? Let's say a week. This was the same. I forgot exactly what day. No, this was the day, August 7th. Regardless, this is around the time. Caitlin Clark is walking in with no brace. You saw Nafisa Collier with a brace. Instantly, she had to be carried off the floor. Caitlin Clark is walking with her bag. This right here is Caitlin Clark. Let's zoom back over here. Pay attention. She's right here, right? Lexi hits the three. Caitlin is jumping. Does that look like somebody who's injured? Does that look like someone whose ankle is bruised? Does that look like somebody who has an ankle sprain? Does she have a boot on? Do you not ask yourselves this question, guys? I don't want to be disrespectful to you guys, but are you guys really that gullible? Are we really going to believe that this is an ankle injury, an ankle sprain, when Caitlin is jumping on the sidelines forgetting that she's supposed to be acting injured? There's no way we're that dumb. There's no way. You know what I'm saying? And it doesn't even stop there. It gets worse, y'all. I brung all the receipts. Look at Caitlin Clark on the sidelines again. This is in September, where she's still rehabbing, right? Her ankle is still hurting, right? Let's talk about it. Look at this silly dance Caitlin's got going on. I'm trying not to laugh, but come on.
Come on, that is funny though.
Hey, hold on for a minute, because I need to acknowledge everybody in chat.
Yeah.
What's up, Andrew, JS, Marisol, if I missed anybody, Truth and Consequence of Maria, everybody. So we was a deep, great, all of y'all. So I'm just trying to catch up with everybody.
Yeah, Kenneth,
Kent, JS, Mike
David.
Jones.
Yeah, if we forgot you, we apologize. The chat sometimes gets, and I'm on a different screen, but we appreciate you hanging with us this Monday night and breaking down this reaction here.
Yeah.
But what did you all think of Venom's reaction? I didn't see him getting hate, but I'm surprised he did, and he was expecting to have a mass exodus of subscribers too.
Hold on for a second. Can you pull up One Eye Willie's comment real quick?
Which one?
The one that CC doesn't work on things.
Hold on, let me find it. Oh, here.
Yeah, this is the thing. Caitlin's going into her third year. She was trying to work on things this past season, and she got hurt. It's not saying that she doesn't acknowledge that she needs to work on things. And everybody keeps saying, "Oh, well, she need to work on this." Every great player has to work on their game.
Right.
She's not that. Y'all making it seem like she's did with it, like she don't understand her own talent, that she can't work on stuff. She definitely is going to work on her game. She's trying to work on her game in the off season. You know what I'm saying? But okay, well, I will check this out. That's part of her game. But have you watched her play any other do anything? Shoot twos, pass the ball, assist. Everybody just hops on the threes. She does everything else. She rebounds. She assists.
She takes layups. She drives to the basket.
Exactly. Y'all so fixated on her shooting her threes. Y'all missed everything else that's in her package.
And like there was a comment earlier, I think One-Eyed Willie made it about CC playing defense. There's a lot of people out there who say CC's not good on defense. She is. As far as the guards go, she's up there in the top, guards for blocks and steals. It's just she even admitted herself. And I said this like in the beginning of the year, she conserves energy on defense. She doesn't play as hard because she uses all her energy on offense. She gives so much on offense. She uses defense in a way as her breather because she's not on the bench a lot. She plays almost the entire game.
Exactly.
So she uses defense as her breather. But if you ask her to play defense and she's aggressive on defense, she can and will play defense. We've seen it. It's just that's just not her game. This team relies too much on her for offense that she has to kind of lay off the gas a little bit.
And then you don't have a viable backup that could take the pressure off
Exactly.
her.
Exactly.
What's up, Christopher? What's up, Dr. M?
Dr. M. All right, here we go. I'm going to see if I can pass this conspiracy theory stuff. This is...
I'm on me the never.
Find styles that feel more you.
What happened right here after the first half of the Dream while we were down? This was one of the first 2 games against the Dream, right? Caitlin has had enough of that DHO and off-ball stuff and let Coach White know about it. Pay attention to Caitlin Clark right here. She's bumping into people, and of course, she's probably frustrated, heat of the moment kind of thing, right? She's getting through, and you see Caitlin Clark talking to Stephanie White right here. She's visibly frustrated. Let me show you guys one more time. Right here. Right? You just saw Caitlin Clark. Now, guys, this is where inside information comes to. I saw an extended video of this. I got tunnel footage of what happened after this moment right here.
He doesn't show
I
it,
cannot
though,
say, and I'm talking about the camera was right near Caitlin Clark and Stephanie
Actually,
White. I heard what Caitlin Clark told Stephanie White and what Stephanie White was saying. I cannot tell you.
You texted me the video?
Yeah, I texted to you.
Let me
see. Before you go on to this, John Liquidator said that somebody sent him. He said he's seen the whole footage of them arguing in the tunnel, saying
he
that
didn't show it.
Yeah, and I was like, okay, well, why you not show it? If you have it and you talking to her and saying, oh, well, Caitlin Clark really got all over Stephanie White. I was like, well, I want to see it. And I was like, I don't know, like you hiding it because you don't want it to get out. Like we need to know this part right here. I wanted to know what was more said. I can't. It's hard to go on with this, but I could tell she was upset at that point.
Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can. I had to message it so I can get on my computer. Let me see if I can pull it up. So, like, yeah, there's a bunch of content creators that are saying they have video of her in the tunnel, but no one shows it.
Nobody shows it. Yeah.
Okay, I have it. Let me see if I can pull it up. All right, can everyone see that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Where is it? This is it? We saw
it was in the beginning. It moves it's moved fast. Like, go
I thought you meant in the tunnel. Yeah, going in the tunnel.
Yeah. They was going to see right there.
Yeah, that's the video that.
But that's what everybody been showing. I was like, I wanted to see what was going on.
I thought you sent me the actual video of them in the tunnel. Okay. So let's just skip all this. Yeah. All right, let's go to the interview here.
Right.
The downfalls of having, a veteran team like we had in Connecticut was we weren't very fast. We didn't play very fast.
This was one of the downfalls. I'm gonna just run that part back.
Slow as hell.
Yes, one of the downfalls of having, a veteran team like we had in Connecticut was we weren't very fast.
So she said one of the downfalls she had playing Connecticut style.
What's that?
I was saying, hey, Tubular and Tamara, but this part what he said is very telling too.
About them not being fast.
Yeah.
I mean, we knew that they were a very strong defensive team, but on offense, they weren't They weren't anything to like admire or anything.
Basketball if they weren't very fast, but yet in the same breath she says she wants to play with pace, right? And you would say, okay, cool, Venom, that's improvement. A coach should come in and want to do better than she did with the previous franchise, right? And I agree with you guys there. But when I show you this next clip of Stephanie White talking about it, which she may be forgetting, she says these things right here. Stephanie White talks about
there's so many things that go into
bringing a familiar system to the Indiana Fever from Connecticut.
And I'm talking about being happy personally. Like I want her to be happy personally. I mean, there's so many things that go into it. You know, it's a different group. While system might still be very similar, it's a
I didn't even catch that like when it was happening in real time. So she even said this was her game plan before the season even started. But that's not what she was saying the entire preseason. The entire preseason is saying she wants to build around Caitlin. She wants to run a fast-paced offense and all that stuff. And yeah, it's so conflicting. Yeah, Colleen says I cannot watch White at all. I know. I try to fast forward all of her interviews.
Yeah, she kind of like, ugh.
Yeah, it's
system might still be very similar. It's a
the system might be still
Ooh.
But the system is not similar. It's totally different.
Same. Well, I mean,
what
it's supposed to be is different.
Yeah, supposed to,
that might be why she wanted to bring DB over. Is because she was trying to implement that Connecticut offense.
Yeah. Be very similar. After she just said the system may be fit similar, right? Let me run it back one more time just to refresh you guys' memory. But in this clip right here,
one of the downfalls of having, you know, a veteran team like we had in Connecticut was we weren't very fast.
Oh.
So you want to come and bring
so conflicting, like, dude.
I'm telling you, man.
First, she says, "I want to bring in they's older players because they're veteran experience. They have champion." I think I lost a couple brain cells just there. Wow.
I'm trying to tell you. Oh my gosh.
How did Venom find all these? Like, how did he even put this together?
You know what? If I went back to all of my files from the beginning of the season, I think I could find them because I usually save a lot of these clippings in bookmarks on X and into when I download them to my phone and my file, I could go back and look at them stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because I think a lot of us did this. Like, and I'm sure he did it. Save stuff and just go back and just pinpoint a lot of stuff. It's crazy.
Oh, yeah.
A similar system, but you just said the downfall of that system was you were very slow. And not to mention, you brought over a player from over there. You brought over the entire coaching staff over there, including yourself. So the contradiction has to stop. We are not stupid fans. We are on the internet, and we can see the contradictions in real time, and your words are not matching your actions. Caitlin Clark's face says it. Your words does not match your actions as well. Let's continue, though. You know what I'm saying? That's not all of it.
Oof.
I wanted to talk about this as well, chat. Mick Talks Hoops. One of my brothers made a great point, and I want you guys to listen to this and let me hear you guys' thoughts on this.
They would rather go in, not have the headache of Caitlin Clark.
So he's talking about the Indiana Fever going into the playoffs to keep.
So I think after this segment here, I think we can cut this video because I know this is getting super long and there's still so much of this video to go off of. But I think this would be a good spot to end it on. Mick has a great take here, and then we can kind of give our thoughts and our summaries at the end and kind of engage with the chat to see what they think. Unless there's more of this video that you want to point out.
I know I didn't really get towards the end of the part, but it's cool. I think I pretty much did what I needed to find in there, but I don't know how much it goes on towards the end of it. I did watch all of it, but it's fine.
I can skip forward a little bit after.
Yeah, skip forward. Skip forward just a little bit more. Because I already know what Mick gonna say on this part.
I think it's a good point, though.
He did because it was very interesting too.
Yeah, it's a good take. So let's hear Mick out.
keeping Caitlin Clark off the active playoff roster because they would rather go into the playoffs not dealing with the Caitlin Clark headache, not having to worry about clearing her back. Because, guys, I don't know if you guys noticed, but Caitlin Clark, they said she was ramping up. You don't ramp up if you're not 100% healthy. I don't know if people play the sport or watch the sport. Anybody, I have friends that's professional athletes. Anybody who's played professional sport, anybody, come to my rescue right now and confirm what I'm saying. You cannot ramp up if you are not 100% healthy. So Caitlin Clark was in a ramp up period, but her ankle's injured, her groin is injured. So how was she ramping up?
Oh man!
It straight up seems that this front office, whether it be the coach down, they do not want the headache of constant Caitlin Clark questions in the playoffs.
Yes.
They don't want that headache, and I mean this when I say it. That headache gives you a chance of winning a championship.
Oh my gosh, that's so scary. Oh my God, a championship. No, I don't want that. No, please, no, keep it away. It's like they're allergic to it. God forbid we're going for a championship. You're like, what?
That's funny.
The last time we spoke about a team not wanting the Caitlin Clark headache was the Team USA. It was Team USA last year, and we all said it. We're like, they didn't want the headache of talking about Caitlin Clark, so instead they significantly lowered their chances of winning a championship by not bringing Caitlin Clark.
Yep.
Significantly lowered their chances.
That's crazy.
They would have a significantly better chance of winning a championship or winning the Olympics with Caitlin Clark than without Caitlin Clark. Just like the Fever have a significantly better chance with a Caitlin Clark who might not be ready for game one, who will be ready for game one. Let's be real. I can guarantee you Caitlin Clark is good for 15 minutes a night.
That's it.
Yeah.
I can guarantee you, since she's in a ramp-up period, right? Caitlin Clark can play 15. You telling me 15 minutes of Caitlin Clark is not enough to win a championship? To get past the Aces? You're telling me 15 minutes of Caitlin Clark is not enough to get to the Mercury, the finals, and by that point, which Mick will mention, you can get to playing her 20 to 25 minutes, which is called a minutes restriction for anybody who needs to look that up, which is what they do with superstars and injured players coming off the bench.
He nailed that though.
Find styles that feel more you.
Like minutes.
He nailed that because that made it so much sense. Be like, you could have easily, like, if you wanted to, you could have brought her off the bench and gave her 15 minutes until she could, and then incorporate her into the starting lineup. You was already, it's like there were so many ways that you could incorporate Caitlin back easily and say, hey, Caitlin, we're gonna bring you off the bench for a couple minutes, or run the second unit. Then once you get ramped up, then we can bring you in. You can bring her back into the starting lineup. But again, like Tina alluded to in her comment, that they didn't want to deal with her. You know what I'm saying? So that's crazy.
I mean, damn, you can tell Venom is getting frustrated too, because he's a huge CC fan, but you can tell he's getting passionate at this point. Jamie says Fever never got where'd it go? Oh, and I lost it. Fever never got its identity even after the end of the season. They never figured it out. Every game felt like walking in a dark. Yeah, they even admitted it. It was like they implemented a different defense and different offense every single game. It's crazy. So they had to learn essentially playing with different players every 5 minutes, because she would rotate in and out every 3 to 5 minutes. And not only that, you had to learn a different offense depending on the team you're playing. Like there was no consistency or cohesion throughout the entire season.
Yeah. You're right about it. No, none. And then
none.
And it just then when at the end, it's just the team was so fractured and broken from all the injuries and stuff and playing all the long minutes. I mean, Kelsey Mitchell literally cramped up on the floor. So it's like,
yeah, and someone mentioned Dantas. What's up with Dantas? Who goes into a concussion protocol for a month or two or whatever? Like, what the heck?
Well, guess what? Dantas is playing overseas right now.
But she was in concussion protocol. She was
that was the other thing I had problems with. I'm gonna tell you, I bet you any amount of money of this. They made. I don't think Chloe Bibby. I think they ruled her out.
Oh, they did so early on.
Yeah,
too.
So early, like real super early.
Yeah.
She came back for one game. It didn't even play the game that she was supposed to come back in.
No.
And then they end up they brought Ariel Powers in her place. Then Dantas got a concussion, was out the whole playoffs. Then all of a sudden now, I think it was Delgo. I read on X that she's over there balling, playing. I said, so what? You got over your concussion that fast?
Yeah.
I was like, come on, man. Yeah, Marisol said she had a concussion for like a month.
Yeah,
that's like, wild. What?
It's like they even need they either need like a new medical staff or there's something up over there.
Exactly. I think it's I'm telling you, if Brianne January goes and Lewis said it's crazy because it just don't make sense how they running this team. No. It's so many questionable and unanswered questions at the same time.
I like her assistant coaches though. Like if they give Stephanie White the boot, I like Brianne January. I like their assistant coaches. I think they're good. I don't know about Austin Kelly yet because he only coached that one or two games, and it had to be the Stephanie White offense. I'm curious what Austin Kelly would do if he were able to actually take control of the team. If he would let CC just run.
So Marisol said, guys, something just flashed across my screen. Said that Kelsey Mitchell resigns. I don't know.
With Indiana. I wouldn't doubt it.
They can't resign her because there's no CBA deal in place.
I've seen on Twitter that other players have resigned.
Yeah.
So I don't know how true that is. We can look
let me check on X real quick.
Yeah. Kelsey Mitchell. No. I'm not seeing anything.
So let me check real quick.
Yeah, I'm gonna continue to play this. If you find it, I'm not. Just a quick search. I'm not seeing anything pop up.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything either. But I'm sure that something will come up right after that. Because if that's true, then they did everything they needed to get her back.
All right, let me skip ahead a little bit.
Right.
Well, we'll let Mick finish and then we'll skip ahead.
Restriction is a real thing. Caitlin Clark's impact is a real thing. If you're really serious about winning the championship and Caitlin Clark is in a ramp-up period right before the playoffs and she said she's tried everything to come back in time, you would have cleared her. You would have put her on the active roster. And if I can't confirm this, but I heard that Sophie Cunningham was on the active playoff roster before Caitlin Clark. And Sophie Cunningham was out for the season. Like, there was no chance she could come back. Meanwhile, you got Caitlin Clark in the ramp-up period.
Good for 15 minutes tonight. Good for 15 to 20 minutes in game one of the playoffs. Even if she's not ready for the playoff setting for 40 minutes, cool, play her 15. Because 15 minutes of Caitlin Clark is better than 0 minutes of Caitlin Clark.
Exactly.
And then maybe in game 3 you can play her 20.
Agree.
Then in round 2, you can start her and play her 25. And then if they can somehow, because it's best of 5, then by the end of round 2, maybe she's ready to play her 32 minutes a game by the end of round 2. Because at this stage, Caitlin Clark's healed. She was in the ramp-up process. She was ramping up and up and up. You don't ramp up till you're healed. So people are like, oh, Caitlin Clark's injured, she's still injured. No, she was in the ramp-up process. They halted the ramp-up process, which means they didn't want to let her ramp up. The organization said no to her ramping up.
Yeah, that's
which means
crazy.
They don't want her at all.
Yeah.
Like teams, we saw the 2022 Warriors, Stephen Curry. We've seen so many players ramp up through the playoffs. Like Steph Curry came off the bench in 2022, the year he won Finals MVP, his best playoff run ever. He spent a series coming off the bench.
Yep.
He came off the bench for 5 games.
And this is Stephen Curry we're talking about.
Like, Caitlin significantly increases the chance of the Indiana Fever winning, in our opinion. But clearly, this is an front office that's trying to win, not trying to get good draft picks, not preparing for the future. They're preparing for the now, not the future. And they made a decision in the now that the headache of Caitlin Clark was going to be a negative for the team. Caitlin Clark trying to get back and play is going to harm this team. And Caitlin Clark is in the ramp-up process. She 100% would have been ready for one of the playoff games. Even if they get swept, she 1,000,000% would have been ready. But the Fever chose no. And we got to discuss it, because does the Fever want Caitlin Clark? And I've been saying this all year.
That's interesting.
I don't think Stephanie White wants Caitlin Clark to play her.
Yo. Let's hear what Venom has to say, and then I'll get your take.
Okay.
I don't think Stephanie White wants Caitlin Clark.
I'm on me the never.
Because I have some thoughts on that.
Find styles that feel more you than...
I don't think it's a personal issue.
Hold on. I just want to let the ad play so I can pause it. All right, what's up?
Because I was going to do a video on it, but I'm going to sit on it for a minute.
About Stephanie White wanting Caitlin Clark?
Yeah, I really, because this is very telling to me when he said it, and I started thinking about it, playing it in my head over and over. And I said, okay, let's see how this is going to end up. Because if they bring everybody back, like the Natasha Howards, resign Kelsey Mitchell, RDC Sims, and all of them, that's going to tell me right then and there. It's going to tell me right then and there. But go ahead, and I'll break down a little bit more.
Yeah, I just want to say I agree with Mick's take here. I think she could have been on a minutes restriction, and since she is ball dominant and she gets guarded 94 feet, even if her groin wasn't completely 100%, because groin, I mean, that injury is kind of tricky. Someone else could have brought, like maybe Kelsey Mitchell or Lexi Hall could have brought the ball up to half court, pass it to Caitlin Clark, and then let Caitlin Clark run the half court offense. That's not where she shines, but you would limit her risk of re-injury by getting face guarded 94 feet.
Exactly.
But she can still be effective in running the offense better than any other person they had running the offense. She would have been a better option, even in the half court.
Yeah, I agree. So, and it's just...
I think Stephanie White is...
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, no, go ahead.
Trying to turn Caitlin Clark into the Timu Paige Beckers.
Yep.
Yes.
She's trying to turn Caitlin Clark into Timu Paige Beckers. If you guys don't know what Paige Beckers, if Caitlin Clark gets double teamed on a blitz, Caitlin Clark will keep the ball, keep her head up, and try to make a pass to someone who's open. If she sees them overhelping, she's going to try dot the corner. She's going to try to make a risky pass.
And you've seen that risky pass she tried to make to the corner to Lexi that got stolen because Dantas wasn't spaced out properly, right? Dantas didn't slice in, right? That's the pass Stephanie White wants Caitlin Clark to make, by the way.
If she sees a player with a seal and there's a 60% chance she succeeds and a 30% chance she doesn't, but if there's a 60% chance that if she succeeds, it's a guaranteed 2 points. She's thinking, okay, yeah, cool. There's a 33% chance of a turnover, but there's a 66% chance of a basket. So 1.3 points per possession on this pass, cool. Whereas Stephanie White sees one of every 3 times the turnover number go up, and that's what she cares about. We have a pragmatic coach and a dynamic risk taker as a point guard.
Boom. That's it right there. That's a clash of offensive philosophy.
Yeah.
Is what CC and Stephanie White has. And I think that's Mick hit the nail on the head right here. It's a clash of the offensive philosophy. They don't jive and click when it comes to running the offense and the style of play. And that's 100% what it comes down to. I don't think it has to do with Stephanie White not liking Caitlin Clark. I think she likes Caitlin Clark. I think it's just their philosophies and how they want to run the offense clash so much that it comes across that way. But he hit the nail on the head right there.
Exactly. I agree with that right now.
Stephanie White, not that she doesn't want Caitlin the person, not that this is a personal thing, not that Stephanie White does not think Caitlin Clark's a good basketball player. Stephanie White wants to turn Caitlin Clark into Timu Paige Beckers. Stephanie White would rather see Caitlin Clark make the easy pass to a player 3 feet away from her, even if it is Dantas who's shooting 16% from 3, rather than give the ball to Aaliyah Boston for a layup.
And what did we just witness? We just witnessed Caitlin Clark get benched because she would rather not give that 3 feet away pass to Dantas when Dantas has a wide open slice to the paint for a layup.
Or rather than taking a risk.
She doesn't like risk.
A risk-averse coach with a risk taker as a player.
Exactly.
And it's very evident in just the way things are going, the way things have been talked about, and the way things have been said with the team. Stephanie White does not want Caitlin Clark in her current form on this team.
And she's made it clear. She said the Dallas Mavericks look better without Luka Doncic. The ball is popping. Yeah. Carolyn Peck says the Indiana Fever looks better without Caitlin Clark. Do we not see the symmetry? These girls have been together, coached with each other, coached under each other. Like, what pattern? It gets to a point where they're insulting our intelligence. They're basically calling us stupid to our face, in my opinion. It has to stop.
And I think this is a decision that has been made from the top down, whether it be coaches and front office, is that they shut down Caitlin Clark. I think they think they have a better chance of winning a title without Caitlin Clark than with Caitlin Clark. That's just my theory.
Yeah, because the ball is popping. They talk about the ball gets stuck, but little do you know, they want to play old ball Caitlin Clark. Once the ball gets away from Caitlin Clark, it never comes back. Natasha Howard was looking Caitlin off the entire time they was playing together.
I'm on me the never. I'm on me the never. I'm on me the never.
She was brought here, and I told you at the beginning of the season when Natasha Howard mentioned MVP, everybody was like, "Oh, Venom, don't take it serious." I'm like, "No, guys, y'all don't realize you don't come to play with Caitlin Clark and mention the words MVP. That's not how the game works. You're supposed to come here and talk about how you want to uplift Caitlin Clark, how you want to uplift the Indiana Fever.
No, but Natasha Howard's talking MVP, and she's talking about how she wants to. This isn't Iowa. You're not in Iowa anymore.
Oh, and matter of fact, to piggyback off of that, because Natasha Howard did an interview, I think, with Sue Bird, or somebody earlier.
That's what I'm saying. She said Iowa,
Yeah, you ain't got to do it all yourself. You got great players around you.
Yeah.
Like, if you understand what Caitlin Clark view y'all as great players, you would, and been in her head, you won't even be, that notion wouldn't even came out your mouth right there. Because like Venom said, there's so many times that Caitlin's right there behind her after she get a rebound, like waiting for her to throw her the ball. She takes off 94 feet, and then Caitlin gets so frustrated. She gets frustrated because these players don't have the same IQ level as her. When you have a player like that IQ is so high, I saw it so much with the LeBron James years, Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan, even Allen Iverson, all of them.
Yeah.
You cannot look off a player like that who's going to set you up and get you the ball back. All you got to do is just give the ball to him and do your job. You're going to get the ball back if she finds you open. She's going to find you open. And Natasha Howard never understood her role with this team at all.
That's coaching.
Yeah.
They never corrected it.
Exactly.
Therefore, they allowed the coach, because Stephanie White wants everyone to touch the ball. She's of the mindset that everyone can play every position. Everyone can bring the ball up. Everyone needs to touch a ball before you shoot the ball. It's wild, but that's Stephanie White's coaching philosophy.
Yeah, and then the thing about it is I was looking at Stephanie White. She don't like players that have so much emotion. I have seen Austin Kelly's wife did this to Caitlin Clark when Caitlin Clark was
pulled her back.
Yeah, I've seen Brianne January did the same.
I think that was, they didn't want her to get teed up, because I think the bench at one of those times they did that to Caitlin Clark. I think the bench had one more chance or whatever, and the bench would have gotten teed up. One of those instances I think was because of that.
But she did it remember in the Atlanta series when Air Powers was going off and she was having a great game and she chest bumped Stephanie White when it came the next series. She didn't even play. I was like, what in the world? Even with Chloe Bibby, when she first came and she was going off, hitting threes, her playing time got, I was like, what is really going on? Why? Sophie Cunningham the same way. Sophie Cunningham, before she had got injured in that Connecticut game, she was playing really good.
And she got benched because she got too hot.
Exactly. I was like, what is going on? Why do you not allow your players to play the game?
Yeah, because she has to rotate people in and out every 3 minutes. Like, seriously, every single game at the 3 to 4 minutes, you can guarantee there's a rotation coming.
Yeah.
Regardless of what's going on in the game.
With the system they got going off here, I can't wait to catch her passes. Yeah, that's what you hear. But you don't ever mention that words MVP, knowing you're alongside the girl who's going to be an MVP favorite for the rest of her career.
I don't think the reason they shut down Caitlin Clark as early as they did has anything to do with long-term risk management. I'm fully convinced the Indiana Fever, if it wasn't for the fact that, she's worth so much money to this team, would be shopping Caitlin Clark in the offseason. I'm fully convinced they would be. Like, from everything, this is not just from this situation, from the start of the season onwards. We've heard Caitlin Clark getting into a shouting match with Stephanie White before the Atlanta Dream second half.
Let me tell you, when I do my video, I'm gonna cover a lot of points, and it might be a part 2 video, because what Mick's saying, I have thought it so many times. I had thought it so many times that shout out to Colleen too. I appreciate the comment about the chat too. So thank you. I wasn't in I just didn't have a chance to get it. So I was thinking the same thing he was thinking, that she makes so much money for them, but at the same time, I don't know how the two is going to assist. Now we going into 2026, and it's going to be very interesting. It's going to be very telling to see that how the dynamic between Caitlin Clark and Stephanie White work, because I can tell you, if they don't get the right pieces with this team, it's not going to matter what Caitlin Clark be able to do next year, because Stephanie White is going to continue to coach that same style. And if Stephanie White is not willing to change her style to adapt to Caitlin Clark playability and help everybody, and they continue to bring in these veterans and not no younger, it's going to be bad. All they're going to do is be a struggle. And they're going to have to, the Fever franchise and the front office is going to have to make a choice. Either you're going to have to be team Caitlin Clark or team Stephanie White. And if you team Stephanie White, then the best thing you do, get a number 1 pick for Caitlin Clark, let her go to a franchise that she could thrive in, and be herself.
Let her go to one of the expansion teams. Let her,
So, and I just think that would be the best thing, because she's coming up on her third year.
This is her third year,
Yeah, she come up on her third year. She's going to have 1 more year. And it's going to be telling if they pick up an option for her 4th year. If they pick up an option, is they going to hold on to her? So it's going to be very telling down the line either way. So
it'll be interesting to see what happens. But let's let Mick continue. I don't agree with all of Mick's takes, but he does bring up a lot of good takes here.
Yeah, I seen the footage that I just brought up. Yeah, I seen the footage, and I said I saw extra footage inside the tunnel, and I can't speak on what happened, but there's people, eyewitnesses, testimony. I am an eyewitness to that. I seen the footage. I heard it. Things were said inside that tunnel that the video outside the tunnel didn't capture, that I can't say because I promised I wouldn't talk about it. But I said I would, generalize it.
And then she comes out in the second half, and apparently, like Kelsey Mitchell and Howard got benched because she basically, the rumor is, I know they got into a shout match. The rumor is that she basically said they want to play a certain style. And in the first half, Caitlin barely touched the ball. It was all Natasha Howard and Kelsey Mitchell. Second half, it was a lineup of like Lexi, Sophie, Caitlin, Dantas, and Aaliyah. And they put up 60 and a half.
They put up 60 and a half. Yeah. They sat Natasha Howard and Kelsey Mitchell. And they put up 60 at the half, the second half. First half, Caitlin wasn't getting the ball. They were taking the ball out of her hands. Natasha was not looking for her. Caitlin Clark was complaining at halftime. She was not with it. Second half, they put up history. She's not complaining because she wants the ball. No, she's complaining because she wants to win. And clearly, they weren't winning playing Stephanie White basketball. So Stephanie White probably 100%. Like, okay, let's try it. They tried it, and it probably hurt Stephanie White to the core, knowing that when she went Caitlin's way, the Fever looked amazing.
And they went out against the Dallas Wings and put up 60 in the first half. They scored 120 points in 4 quarters. Now, they had a 60-point half followed by a 60-point half when Caitlin was allowed to run.
Oh, come on. I want to be dreaming of this.
Find styles that feel more you than ever, without compromise.
And that's something that Stephanie White going.
That's what makes you
realize.
you.
And then we saw against Connecticut.
All right, say that again.
I said that's something Stephanie White gonna have to realize, and then also that they gonna have to play to Caitlin Clark's. She gonna have to play Caitlin Clark's style. She gonna have to. If she doesn't, it's not gonna work out. Whatever championship aspirations that they think they're gonna have, it's not gonna happen until they get on the same page. Everybody's gonna have to get on the same page. As a matter of fact, Stephanie White do have an interview tomorrow with the Indy Star.
I saw that.
So I got
Chloe Peterson and
that
other guy.
Hank. That's his name, Hank. So I'm gonna be tapped into that and probably do a reaction to it too. So I'm gonna watch that pretty good.
Yeah, good for you. I can't listen to her. I
try not to listen to it too.
You'll take one for the team.
I'm gonna take one for the team.
I appreciate you.
Hey, no problem. Anything for you, buddy.
All right, here we go. Actually, we're almost finished this.
It's on when the Sun tried to slow it down a little bit. They stopped running.
Yep.
They stopped running.
And should I remind y'all that Stephanie White started pressing with about 1 minute and 30 seconds to go against the Los Angeles Sparks? We are up 4 points. Stephanie White is pressing.
He's getting angry.
1 minute and 30 seconds to go. You don't speed up a losing team with 1 minute and 30 seconds left to go. You don't speed up a team who wants to be sped up. The clock is their enemy, Stephanie. Why? Put yourself in their shoes. If you're losing by 4 points with 1 minute and 30 seconds left to go, why are you trapping? And let alone, you didn't even teach these girls how to trap.
Yep.
Nobody's denying the next pass over. When you're trapping, you're supposed to always deny the next pass over. Rickea Jackson is wide open under the rim. multiple times. We lost the game that we were up for because Stephanie White all of a sudden said, you know what, let's beat them up. When you're supposed to be taking air out the basketball.
You've got a coach who doesn't like that style of basketball. And you've got a coach who not only doesn't like that style of basketball, actively believes it's a losing style of basketball. This isn't a knock on Stephanie White, the person. This isn't even saying Stephanie White's a bad basketball coach. But Stephanie White tried to play run and gun in Vanderbilt, and she was the worst coach in the history of Vanderbilt.
Yep.
So to her, if you're everyone knows a basketball coach, and just in life, you base your opinions off your experiences.
Exactly. And mind you, Stephanie White has a 35 losing percentage at Vanderbilt. A 35 winning percentage at Vanderbilt.
That's crazy.
I can't. A 30. She is known for losing at the collegiate level, and that's a level where you're literally.
And her experience is run and gun equals lose. So why would she try to run and gun?
Because she's never had.
That is why she's trying to turn a point guard who is supremely skilled into her point guard. There is so much of a stylistic issue, and this sums it up even more. I don't think they want Caitlin Clark. I actually don't think they want Caitlin Clark, the basketball player. They want Caitlin Clark. They want the money that comes to Caitlin Clark. They want the hype that comes to Caitlin Clark. This organization seems like they want to mold Caitlin Clark into Timu Paige Beckers.
Yep. And you heard Kelly Crosskall say it. Y'all heard it out her own mouth. We want to brandish the Indiana Fever. We want to be the company of the country, whatever she said, right? Branded like Apple.
Yeah.
The Indiana Fever brand. Kelly, I have some bad and unfortunate news for you, my sister. Your brand is Caitlin Clark. Take it. Because the second you allude that your brand is not Caitlin Clark, I guarantee you we're going to show you just how much the brand is Caitlin Clark.
Gone.
Yeah.
Tickets will stop.
Yeah.
Yep.
Attendance will stop.
Yep.
Viewership will drop.
Yep.
Your stock is shot.
I don't think Caitlin Clark. If you take the risks out of Caitlin Clark, she's just another
he's
player.
right though.
I mean, that. If you take,
it's like mic drop. Like he's getting more like his tone is changing. Like the further you get into
I mean, it's so true. Branding, merch, viewership, ticket sales,
everything,
attendance, it's shot.
TV viewership, everything.
Yeah, you will never get seen on TV again.
If it weren't for Indiana, New York, and Golden State, they're the only three teams driving attendance. They're the only three teams who sell out their games. So without Indiana, Golden State, and New York, this league is shot. That's wild, though.
Yeah, that is wild. Salute to you, Venom, for that. I gotta salute you, man, on that one.
Yeah, retro bankrupt.
You bankrupt. Yeah. You're right about that.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Kate, if you take Caitlin's risk taking, her instincts, and her feel away from her, as in people always talk about Caitlin being this like super, super high IQ player. And I think there's a big difference between different types of IQ. And what people don't understand when they talk about high IQ is like some people talk about players with high IQ, I mean, like they know what's going on, they know what sets teams are running, like a LeBron, like a Rondo. For me, Caitlin Clark is more of she just sees the game different. Her instincts are different. Her ability to process the floor, her ability to process the game, her ability to...
Okay, so we got that point out. Now we can go jump into the film and talk about exactly where was Caitlin Clark and Odyssey Sims compared on the court. Hold on, let's look at it. Let's finish this clip. All right, so right here, right, as you can see already, Natasha Cloud. Let's rewind it, though, just in case for anybody who missed it, right? Let's show it. Just in case for anybody who misses, let's show this real quick. So right here, Caitlin Clark is making an overhead pass to Aaliyah Boston, right? And clearly, as you can see, Natasha Howard is fully grabbing her arm. No call by the referee. Not a single whistle. You can clearly see her arm is on Caitlin Clark's arm. No whistle, right? We know Caitlin Clark whistle is trash, right? So are we going to blame her for this turnover? I think.
This is all season, though.
Not. Move on to the next clip, please. Clip number 2, Caitlin Clark making a beautiful pass to Lexi Hull, who she sees cutting right here. Lexi Hull is supposed to catch the ball somewhere right here and take the ball from here and go for a layup, right? Yeah. But no, what happens? Lexi Hull gets fouled this time. And as you can see, not only is a hand in the cookie jar here from Marine, Lexi's getting pushed over by the side. Lexi's hitting the ground once again. No foul call. Is that Caitlin Clark's fault? No. And even if it wasn't a foul, that should be on Lexi Hull, right? And we know Lexi Hull is good for taking accountability. So
and those are attributed because I know someone mentioned in the chat they need CC needs to get better at her turnovers. Those are the types of things that happens in the games and count against CC as a turnover.
Exactly.
So the bulk of her turnovers, yes, she does make bad plays. She does make bad passes or whatever. But a lot of her turnovers are fouls or her teammates just not making the proper read or catching the ball.
Hey, Ross Strong put up an interesting stat of Caitlin in 13 games played this season.
What's that?
He put up an interesting stat that in 13 games, look how many points, assists, and points generated she had in just 13 games.
Oh, this one?
Yeah, that's crazy. CC numbers during 2025 season. Game 1, 13 points scored. What it was, if I'm misreading that, 200.
Assisted 20.
Yeah, assistant 20.
Points scored. Wait, what?
Led to
2025 season 1 games.
And
this is the entire season last year?
Or the 13. He said it looked like he got 13 games. So
there's no way she made 2,100, 1,100. That's over 1,000 and no. Assisted 20. Okay, 54 points, 5.1. Can you clarify those stats?
I was trying to read it because I'm kind of confused too. But
yeah, if you're still in the chat, can you clarify those stats?
Mm-hmm.
I'm curious.
Oh, Retro said 13 games.
Well, yeah, we know 13 games, but the 2,100, there's no way she scored 2,000 points in 13 games.
That's crazy.
That's why I'm asking to clarify. Assist, yeah. So Retro, we understand what those numbers just don't make sense. 1,100 over 1,000 assists in 13 games. No,
I'm gonna look it up real quick. Let's see if it makes
Unless
sense.
he means like last season and what she played this season combined. I don't know.
Dang it.
Okay, while you're looking that up.
Go ahead.
Oh, 20 assisted led to 54 points. Okay, yeah. He meant 214. Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say 1,100 and 2,100. What?
Yeah. She contributed to 214 points.
Yeah, okay.
And estimated 146 points from her assist.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
And just 13 games is wild.
And then it says she was directly involved in producing roughly 360 points for the Fever in 13 games.
Yeah.
Wow. So.
Yeah. So here we go. They got points per game, 16 and a half rebounds, 5 assists, 8 points, so 9 steals, and over 1.5 blocks per game. Yeah, that's crazy.
So, and to put it all in a nutshell, if Stephanie White don't understand what she has, then we can't help her.
She's a bonehead.
Yeah, we can't help her. If you don't understand what Caitlin Clark brought to the table in 13 games, then what else we need to be talking about?
Exactly. That's wild.
Yeah, that's a wild stat.
She was still leading the league in assists, and she only played 13 games. She was still leading the lead in average assists per game. I don't remember if Alyssa Thomas overtook her, because I know
it took Alyssa Thomas a couple of games to get past her.
Yeah, I knew they were neck and neck when CC was playing, but still, the fact that she was still leading and she's still in the top 5 or whatever, and she'd only played 13 games, that tells you the state of the league as far as the talent goes.
Exactly.
Not worried about it. Anyways, can we bring up clip number 3, please? Caitlin Clark, PH for Leah Boston. You see Nayara Sabali with a hard hedge, a hard blitz. If you don't know what a blitz is when the center is at the level above their level, ready to trap, and Natasha Cloud is going over. They're basically double teaming right here. Stop taking the ball out of Caitlin Clark's hands, right? If she went under, it would have been a switch, right? Or right here, it could have been a hedge and recover. But right here, obviously, as you can see, it's a blitz. She's still up here. She's not in drop. Aaliyah's rolling, yet she's still up there with Caitlin Clark, right? So now Natasha Howard, as you can see, once again, pushing Caitlin Clark. As you can see, her left hand is pushing Caitlin Clark once again. Oh, if you thought that was worse, no, it gets even worse. She pushes her once again. Pay attention. Right here. She pushed her again suddenly, right? And now that's another turnover for Caitlin. Is that Caitlin Clark's fault? No, this is another clip right here that we broke down. Caitlin Clark with the ball. Aaliyah Boston sets the screen. Caitlin wants to hit Aaliyah Boston right here in the pocket. Caitlin is trying to make the pass right here to Aaliyah Boston. But because Kelsey Mitchell is spaced out right here, Breonna Stewart is next to the ball, which means Breonna Stewart could dig in and meet the ball right here before Aaliyah. If Kelsey was spaced all the way over here on the left wing, guess what? Stewie would have had to go and follow her out there. But because she didn't, Caitlin Clark makes the pass, and Aaliyah Boston isn't able to catch it because Stewie is down there because Kelsey Mitchell was poorly spaced once again. Right? Now look right here, Caitlin with the ball. Dantes, y'all already remember this clip. A turnover, right? And this is the turnover that got Caitlin Clark benched. Has Venom alluded yet to what this all adds to? Yes, I did in the beginning. And if you're talking about this clip, it's just to talk about Caitlin Clark's turnovers. This all alludes to Caitlin Clark having that 32, 8, and 9 game.
This damn TJ Maxx.
Find styles that feel more you.
While being criticized in a post-game presser by her coach, by Odyssey Sims.
Oh, okay. Carlene said at Loud West Sports, this is an awesome chat. Best broadcast. No White hates Clark.
I don't think White hates Clark as a person. I truly don't. I just think they have different styles of offense that they want to play.
Yeah, I think the hate is extreme. I just don't think she don't wants to coach her or convert to her playing style.
Correct. I think it's just a style of play conflict to where they're clashing and butting heads.
And Colleen, I appreciate that too.
Yeah, I appreciate
somebody
that.
said pull up Truth comments. He said something.
Let me see. Where? Truth?
Tina has said. Yeah.
From what I understand and what I was told, when Stephanie White was told this, she hit the roof because she didn't like it. And Steve Simon told her, you don't have to like it, but that's the way it is.
So, meaning what? So, from what I understand and what I was told, when White was told this, she hit the roof because she didn't like. I guess they probably correct her on Caitlin Clark.
Caitlin Clark, yeah.
Yeah, they correct her on Caitlin Clark, and that's true. And she don't have to like it.
They have to.
Yeah, she don't have to like it, but they understand.
She's going to really dislike her now that she is going to be forced to play her style. Yeah, she has to. She has to, but they have to bring in the players that fit her style also. So it depends on the pieces they bring in. They definitely have to be better than they were this season as far as recruiting goes.
Yeah, so and that's true. So I mean, I think pretty much Stephanie White is. I think pretty much she's going to be forced to play Caitlin Clark style from the top. And I think she's.
Tina says go up further.
Okay.
That wasn't the. I don't know. I don't have timestamps in this chat, so I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know how far up to go.
Can somebody?
Oh, you're talking about this one? Now, after that meeting, I just mentioned Steve Simon called Kelly, Amber Cox, and Stephanie White into his office and let them know, in no uncertain terms, that this was CC's team from here on out. You're talking for this upcoming season?
Truth, is this from the upcoming season?
Yeah.
He said yes. Steve Simon, who runs the team, not his father. Herb Simon, who was 92, called Kelly crisscross.
Are you talking for this upcoming, like the 2020, whatever, if there's a 2026 season?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I hope so, because you're going to drive your fan base away and you're going to tank CC's career. If you don't let her stock is going to tank if you don't let her play her style of basketball.
Yeah, and I think this is where it's going to show how good Stephanie White can coach. If she allows, because see, this is where the Kelly's the president, Amber's the GM, Stephanie the coach. This is what they don't understand. Any success Caitlin Clark has with this team and this team go further, y'all win anyway.
Right.
So why fight against it when you have the best, the top player in the game to make everybody better. She doesn't even have an ego. She just wants to win. She has a better
Stephanie
IQ.
White has an ego, though.
Yeah.
That's why.
She got a real big
Stephanie
ego.
White has an ego, and that's getting in her way. Her big head is getting in the way.
And I really think if Simon's son, they talked to had that meeting and talked to Stephanie White, I guarantee you, if Stephanie White does what she did this year, you're gonna hear rumblings of her on the hot seat.
Oh, she's gone. That's not gonna. They're not gonna let that happen all season.
I promise you, she's gonna be up and out, up out of here.
They're not gonna let that happen all season.
No.
There's no way, because you already lost fans throughout the season.
Yeah.
Like when before CC got injured, the way she was playing, like fans were already starting to get fed up.
Yep. So, I mean, I'm pretty much good on everything. I think we covered a lot on this. I think it's really good dialogue. I think now that I think all of us, even the chat, we all has a better perspective now of everything. And now we can see it from a whole wide range. You know, we was talking about it, but now just to see the actual breakdown and see the conflicted interest between Stephanie White and Caitlin Clark. And I think it's going to come one of two ways, because even though Mick said that Stephanie White doesn't want her, but I'm gonna tell you, they're not gonna lose Caitlin Clark over Stephanie White. They know what she generates.
They can't afford to.
They can't afford to, because they know their franchise is going to be completely done. They're going to be a laughingstock. So Steve Simon, what he's going to do, he's going to monitor the situation. And if Stephanie White does not do what she's supposed to do, even if they had this talk with her in the offseason and they come back and she does the same thing with these same back in time players.
You're gonna say Back to the Future?
Back in time players. Guess what's going to happen? There's going to be a lot of rumblings early in the season, midway through the season, about her coaching job, and it's going to put so much pressure on her. And you already know that she already took time off 2 times early in the last season. Yeah. So it's going to be very interesting, because Angela said bye White, and I'm gonna tell you that Sandy Bardello firing probably set an alarm off to Steve Simon.
I don't think she would be a good coach for Indiana, honestly. I don't know. I know she likes Caitlin and all that, but I'm not sure, especially her defensive side. I don't know. I don't know.
I kind of think that the players she got is older a little bit. She needs fresh players. She needs young players. I think
she'll let CC play CC.
Yeah, I think she needs young players. I think the players on her team is older. They done got injured so much.
Exactly.
So I think, and then they top defensive player, but Nigel Hamilton got hurt. So it kind of threw them off a little bit. Jocko Jones actually, you walk on Mike Wise. Jocko Jones has had surgery too.
Yeah. So Lois says what they all forget is without Caitlin Clark and what she did in the few games she was in, they don't make the playoffs. The style that Stephanie plays hurts players, and she does not like Chloe. I don't know about that last part about not liking Chloe. I don't know. But you're right there. Without Caitlin Clark, they don't make the playoffs.
Oh, wait, hold on. Who was saying that the whole year? I remember me saying that those 13 games without Caitlin Clark, and people was telling me. I even said this on courtside. I said on his chat, I say, if doing 13 games without Caitlin Clark, you don't win. They 8-5. You take them 8 games away, they do not make the playoffs.
Nope.
And I kept saying it the whole season. I said them 13 games was so pivotal about it. And if Caitlin Clark played the whole season, they'd probably been the number 1 seed.
If they were allowed to play.
Yeah,
because they were playing Kelsey Howard 1-2, not CC Boston. They were playing Kelsey as a 1 option and Howard in place of AB. If Stephanie White ran that offense with AB and CC on the floor, they don't make the playoffs.
I think we need to do another roundtable like this again. This was pretty dope. like a reaction to somebody's video. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, we can. Yeah, there's plenty of them to go around.
I don't want to hit too. I don't want to hit too high. Some stuff I want to stay away from. I need to stay.
Yeah, we'll definitely do this again. This was totally fun, and this is the first time that Marty and I actually did like usually we just do like live gameplay for the basketball games, which Iowa college starts in what, a week or two?
Next week they got an exhibition game next week.
Yeah, so I'll be on vacation next week, but when I get back, Marty and I will definitely be doing some gameplay for some Iowa games.
I'll most likely probably be going. I'll probably stream that that exhibition game, see how they look, and everything like that.
Retro and I will be live Thursday night at 7 o'clock.
And I will be tuning in to support y'all guys. You know what I'm saying?
All right, guys. Well, we appreciate you hanging with us this Monday night on this live reaction, our first one. So thanks for hanging with us, and this was tons of fun. So Marty, thanks for doing this reaction. We'll have to
no
find
problem.
another video.
Anytime. Thank y'all everybody for hanging out with us, and a good chat, really good chat. Thank y'all for the support.
Yeah, definitely stayed on point and definitely productive, I will say. But stay tuned Thursday for mine and Retro's live stream. And be on the look for Marty's live next week, and then we'll do an Iowa game in a couple weeks when I get back from vacation. So stay tuned for all that stuff.